get their bonds. I'm in a panic, get the hurry. Oh, there were mysteries and miseries. Detached has a mind you love it. Find out you if I you at your hell. Don't need no show day, and no show day. Without 1, 2, 3 steps on this dark stage. Lay your white light, show white cameraの口へ。手をかけのただ骨が鳴るので Words and thoughts, feels and rat 溢る力が不意に笑い出した。答えはどこへ探して With my soul, with my heart We are learning now and living Don't get shy Cause it's fine わからない構わないまだ今のブルーでもただこの世界を生き抜けなくした悲しみがまた移ってく Sorry world 漆黒の空冷たく Midnight 夜の闇は俺としみ Match Well it is now Everything is now But it's so beautiful I should die to fall 戸惑いの中宿る Desire 見渡せば Sky when the sea 灰にさない絶対の支配登る One, two, three Step to the royal throne Cast the spell Cold and up 絶望を呼べ虚しさに酔い兵たちが舞う Shout and bats When that 女の雲のに無慈悲は振り下ろせ無情を行け Break it all, take it all 手に入れろ全てを I just fly, oh just fly そうじゃない止まらない消えない記念抱いてなくしたものを取り戻せそれさえ追う狂気にまみれろ Tell me crazy world
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Sky Renwood here, and welcome back to the channel. Okay, so first and foremost, I'd like to say hi to everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for showing up, Granny Monster, Bug Talk, aka Rachel, my sister from another Mister, typical, who else? Anna Simmer. Hey, what's going on, Anna Simmer? And anybody else who's here and everything. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello, hello. Got my awesome, beautiful mic right here that I love talking into. Okay, I'm sorry. So what's going on, everybody? How you doing? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody is doing okay and everything. So as you can tell from the title of the stream, I said that I have some updates. to let you guys know about, and also we're going to be covering a topic which is awesome and everything. So anyway, yeah. So let me go straight into the updates real quick and everything because I'm really excited about it and I want to get it off my chest before I blow up. Chanel. That's just like that's just how I say it. The Chanel. It's part and parcel to this channel. You got to get used to it. All right. So anywho, what was I saying? Oh, crap. Okay. Train of thought. I'm sorry. Anyway, updates to the channel. I am going to be, within the next week, starting a brand new channel. Don't worry, guys. I will be keeping this channel. But I'm going to be starting a new channel in which I know Sky is a weirdo. Yes, my confidence has lowered. My self-esteem, that hurts. Okay, so I'm going to be doing starting a new channel. It is going to be called Drumroll. I don't have the fancy sound effects like Eli does, but no, I need a drum roll. I'm going to be. It's going to be called "The World Needs More Sky." That's going to be the name of the new channel. Basically, that is going to be my own talk show in which I'll be giving advice to people, from relationship advice to sex advice to financial advice to literally anything you can think of. We're going to be covering all of those topics and giving it to you guys raw. I'll be doing interviews on that channel as well. So I'll probably be contacting a lot of you guys and asking, hey, is it all right if I interview you? And we'll talk about, different, I'll advise you guys beforehand exactly what it is I'll be interviewing you about, so that way you'll be well prepared for it. Whoa, sex advice, LOL. Yes, sometimes people need it, I don't know what to tell you. But, yeah, so pretty much that's what's going to be happening. I'm really excited about it. A lot of people has pretty much encouraged me to do this and everything. So I'm really excited about it, and I really want to bring it to you guys. So, yeah, like I said, expect that channel to be up and active probably within the next week, maybe two, depending on Bug Talk, aka Rachel, because she's working on a special project for me, and I won't be starting the channel until that project is ready. So I'll keep you guys updated via Twitter and let you guys know exactly when it is that I'll be starting this and all that good stuff. In the meantime, between time, just, like I said, just please try your best to stay in touch with your boy, so that way you guys get constant updates as to when that'll be happening and the very first topic that I'll be covering on that channel. Putting the pressure on me, I know, right? I gotta put the pressure on you, Rachel. That way you work harder. Mental health advice too. Yes, I'll be covering literally everything. Like I said, from mental health, all kinds of things and stuff. What's up, Double D? Welcome to the Chanel, buddy. But at this point in time, I want to turn it over to my special guest over here, Mr. Coach Eli. I don't have an applause sound effect. Do you have one over there, Eli? Can you give yourself a round of... There we go. Coach Eli is in the building and everything. He's a very special guest, a very good friend of mine and everything. I asked him if he could please take the time. He is spending the weekend with his woman, but he took the time to be able to come on the channel, and I very much appreciate it. So Eli, go ahead, let the audience know who you are and what you're about.
Yeah, you know what I'm noticing here, Sky? It's interesting. I need to kind of shrink my screen a little bit here because all my fancy graphics are not coming out okay. I'll work on that in just a little bit. But just so you also know, I think your auto switching is off. I think you turned auto switching off and you put the camera on me, so I don't think anyone was seeing you.
No, I want them to see you. You look so much better than me. Like, I don't want nobody to see this face. Gonna put me on blast? Jeez.
That's definitely not true there, but okay. If you say so, Sky, we'll go with what you say there. But yeah, part of the graphics on the screen here, I've been working on some stuff with OBS, and when I switch through different resolutions, it goes off screen, so I will fix that in just a little bit here. But Sky, thanks for having me on the show, man. This is awesome, and I'm glad that we both had the time to get together today and make this happen for everyone.
Oh yeah, most definitely, and I'm happy that you came on. Like I said, I was really wanting you to come on to the show. Been wanting you to come on for a long time. I know we've been talking about it and everything for a while and stuff. So, you know, it's just really exciting to have you here, man.
Oh, well, thank you very much. My pleasure to be here, man. It's a great pleasure.
But yeah, so go ahead and you know, let people know, you know, who you are, what your channel is about, all that good stuff and everything. Introduce yourself to the viewers.
Oh, thanks, Guy. My name is Elias Mellis, but people call me Eli for short. And basically, you know, I started my channel, Coach Eli, Uncompromising Business and Personal Relationship Coaching, about a year and a half ago, because I wanted to share my experiences that I've been through with everyone to give everyone out there the best possible chance of accomplishing whatever they'd like to accomplish while dealing with the least amount of fluff, which is what I'm trying to say that I've experienced in life. We all go through some struggles, and we all you know, go through some pain. And I kind of wanted to just share my stories with people so they can learn from me and hopefully get it, you know, right the first or second time, not the 10th or 20th time that it took me to get it done the right way. So, you know, I'm a business and personal relationship coach. I have over 16, almost 17 years of experience working in the corporate world. I've been an entrepreneur for over 10 years, and I've, you know, had several relationships that I've been a part of. And so don't mind me. I'm at my girlfriend's place, and her kids may be walking by, so you may hear a few voices. But besides that, I'm kind of getting distracted here. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
It's kind of hard to do this where I'm at, man. I'm doing it on the fly. I'm in the living room. My lady moved to a different place, so there's not really a lot of privacy. So you're seeing it raw and real as it happens. But again, you know, I'm just out here to basically share, you know, my business and personal relationship struggles and what it took for me to turn it around and make things happen to create the success that I have today, both in my relationship and, you know, my business world.
Right. Okay. I love that. I love that. That's that
Yeah.
you know, that is pretty much what you are about and everything. And I think that's the reason I gravitated to your channel the way that I did, was because of the fact that you know, me personally, I love to help people and everything, and I love meeting people that are the same as me and everything. So learning more and more about you and how your personality is, and what it is that you like to do is pretty awesome. But yeah, like, you know, I'm just, you know, like I said, really excited to have you on the channel and everything. So yeah. Oh snap! There's Sky. Yeah, there's Sky's. Wait, hold on. Coach, how do you turn on auto switching?
Auto switching, I think you clicked on my name. You just click on my little box.
Uh-huh.
Click on my box, it'll remove auto switching. Like, you can select one person to stay on for the whole show, or if you want auto switching between all the Hangouts participants, you just have to unclick the one that you had set as the main one. So if you just tap, go into the actual Hangout screen,
Right.
the video option,
Yeah.
and then just, you know, click where I'm at the bottom bottom right, I believe, of your screen there, and then it'll get the auto switching going.
It keeps going, but it keeps going. Oh wait, say something.
Hello. Is it switching now?
No, it's not switching. Okay, that's weird.
If you see a white box around one person on the bottom right of your Hangout screen, that means it's on that person until you click that again and the white box is removed. Then it goes to auto switch.
Yeah, it just keeps on. Whenever I click it, it just takes your box away.
Like, well, it's not gonna on your end. It's not on your end. It's not gonna show. It's gonna just show you and me because we're one on one. But to the people, it's auto switching now. As long as that white box is not there, I'm watching it on my iPhone right now, and it is auto switching.
Okay, so it's auto switching now. We're good.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. This is making sure. Thank you, Grady. Yeah, we got to figure it out. I was a little confused there. I'm new to the hosting part or aspect of the Hangouts video call and everything. So Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Sky is a noob. But yeah, so thank you so much and everything for, like I said, coming onto the channel. Really do appreciate it. Moderators, I didn't get to address you guys before we went live and everything, but I think the only mod I have here right now so far is Rachel. I need to make, there we go. Hold on. Boom. All right. Granny, I just made you a mod as well. Typical is here. I hope he's still here. But to my mods and everything, you already know what to do and what to look for. So if you see it, get rid of it immediately. I trust you guys. I definitely trust Rachel. You know, of course, Granny, I trust you, which is why I just made you a mod. So you, Typical, and Rachel, you guys are in charge. You find any trolls, go ahead and ninja smack them real quick one time, and let's keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. All right, so without further ado, we're going to jump into the topic which I know most of you guys showed up for, which is relationship advice. Now, your boy Sky has been in several relationships. So do you want to know why? Because yes, I do look this good. I know you guys are thinking, it's probably just because he has some kind of filter on OBS. No. Sky don't work with filters. All this right here, 100% natural. Well, except for my hair. These are extensions. This is fake hair. I'm just joking. This is my real hair. It's natural. I fooled you guys. Didn't it look like it was fake? No, I'm just joking. Anyway.
Hey, Sky, it's not auto switching again. Is that white box around me on your end?
No, not at all.
Why is it not auto switching?
No.
Huh. I'm looking at the screen here. Huh.
I can't see what you're seeing. I'm not attending my own stream.
No, I am. Is it auto switching, everyone? Because it should be auto switching. What are they saying out there? I'm looking in the chat here.
Nobody's answered yet. I know a couple of people was talking about they could barely hear you. Do you have your mic turned up?
No, my mic is fine. I mean, they can barely hear me.
Yeah, they said it sounded like you were whispering. I have you turned all the way up on my end to the max. I think I have your settings louder than mine.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. It could be a setting in your OBS. That is a possibility.
Probably. I'll just have to manually switch it for now. I'll figure it out after the stream. I don't want to delay it too much and everything, so I'll just switch it to me right now, and then when you get to talking, I'll switch it to you and everything. So I'll figure it out later. It probably is a setting in my OBS, or maybe I don't know. I'll figure it out though. But
I just did a stream actually, and it came out just fine. So, but can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you actually hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so if you can hear me fine, it's probably the output to the OBS that's probably low. But anyway, no worries. We'll make it work.
Okay, cool. But yeah, like I said, pretty much for the most part, like I said, what we're going to be doing is talking about relationship advice. And yeah, we're going to be going from there. So, I'm trying to figure out how should we start? Eli, you have any suggestions and everything, or do you want to go first?
Yeah, I have some ideas. I just want to make sure that, let me just talk for a second and then listen on my iPhone. I want to make sure it's going through. I want to hear what they're hearing, because if they can't hear me, then it's not gonna matter what I say. All right, Sky. So give me just 1 second here. Let me check this out here real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sky, I'm coming through loud and clear, man. I don't know why they can't hear me out there. So turn up your volume, folks.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you just fine. Got the stream going on the what is? Hold on a second. Rachel just texted me. What did she text
Everything
me?
seems to be fine. I think the only thing is the auto switching is, you just have to click. If you've clicked on my name, if you clicked on my box on the bottom right of your Hangout screen, you click on it again, it should automatically auto switch.
Yeah, every single time I click on like it'll have the white box around it. I'll click on it, and then yours will it'll just go away and everything. Like your entire picture will just disappear. So I don't know,
Yeah, that's normal. That's normal. Basically, you're gonna see me full time, and I'm gonna see you full time on a two-way conversation. They won't auto switch for us, but if you just don't select on me, you unselect me, and it's not white, it'll auto switch between us on the actual stream portion.
All right. Well, I clicked on yours again and everything, and it went, away and everything. So I did everything on my part.
Okay, I'll let you know if it's auto switching. Actually, I think it is. Hang on one second. Say something, Scott.
Boo.
Okay, hang on just 1 second. It did not auto switch. That is weird. So you're gonna probably have to manually switch, man. I don't know
Yeah,
what's going
it's
on.
fine. It's fine. I can do the manual switches.
I know why it's not auto switching, Sky.
Why is that?
You're not using Hangouts on air. I had the same issue. The thing is, when you use OBS, you don't use the Hangouts on air version, and it will not auto switch.
Oh, okay.
What the only way to get around that, Sky, is to create a secondary video screen like I do. Like when I put myself up top, and then I'm on the bottom. I know what's happening now.
Okay.
It won't work. Only when you do the Hangouts on air without OBS does it auto switch. So you're gonna have to manually switch back and forth,
cool.
man. Sorry about that.
No, it's cool. So I'll know what to do next time. That's fine. It's actually a learning experience and everything. So for me, next time we go live and everything like this in this particular fashion, just use Hangouts on air, and that'll be a lot easier for everybody.
Yeah, Hangouts on air will auto switch. You just won't have any fancy graphics through OBS or anything that you want to use. But if you're gonna use OBS and Hangouts, then you got to put yourself on a separate window like I do up top, and then bring Hangouts below it.
Okay.
I'll show you how to do that, man. We'll get together privately. I'll show you how to do that, man. I've gone through a lot of trialing and erroring on that, so I'm your guy on that. I'll help you figure it out.
Hey, you know what? I'm always willing to take on new challenges and everything, and definitely take on advice and stuff. But segue, and speaking about advice and everything, let's jump straight into this. They said that they feel like I'm at a 10 and you're at a 6. I can hear you fine even through the stream. So only thing I can tell you guys is, turn it up.
I'm at a 6. Well, I have my Blue Yeti here. I can crank up the gain a little bit. So I have just cranked up the gain on my Blue Yeti. And did that get a little louder there, Sky?
On my end, yeah. Like I said, I don't know how it is for the chat and everything, but I can hear you perfectly fine. But that's because I got headphones on and we're talking to each other. I need some mozzarella sticks. That sounds delicious. Typical.
All right. Well, I hope you folks can hear me a lot louder now because I just cranked up the gain on my Blue Yeti. So okay. Anyway, all right. Let's get the show on the road, man.
Let's do this.
How's that?
So so basically, like I said, we're going to be covering relationship advice. So I know there's a lot of people out there who probably are single and ready to mingle, or at least think that they're ready to mingle, and think that they know what it takes to be in a successful relationship. And nowadays, obviously, with the challenges of society and what we go through, it just automatically feels as though a lot of pressure is on you. You don't know what to do, what to say, or how to behave the right way in a relationship. Sometimes you think it's your fault, and sometimes you think it's not your fault. And you really don't know which way to go. You have a lot of advice coming from you from all different facets, from family to friends, co-workers, neighbors, you name it. People are always willing to throw their 2 cents in on how you should handle your relationship and what you should do. So basically the topic for today would be us discussing relationships in general and basically how we feel relationships should be handled and how it should be worked and everything. So I'm going to let Eli take off with this and everything. Eli, please inform us, enlighten us, let us know, what does it take to be in an awesome relationship?
The number one thing, Sky, I think you would agree with me, is lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of patience, buddy. Lots of patience. Would you agree?
Oh, 110%.
You know why it takes lots of patience? And listen, I'm in a house here full of estrogen, and my girlfriend is out in the yard with her female dog Mabel that's made several appearances on my YouTube channel. I did a quick video on Mabel yesterday on my channel that was 8 seconds long. It was "Sit Mabel, Sit, Good Dog," and it was a parody of a little commercial that happened at the end of many sitcoms back in the 80s. I used to watch Family Ties, and at the end of Family Ties, there'd be a little like production commercial that said "Sit Ubu, Sit, Good Dog." So I was trying to do a parody of that.
Right.
I don't know if you remember that, Sky.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so, and it didn't do that well. I only got like 64 views or something. But I'm in a house full of estrogen here. She has 2 teenage daughters. I think one of them is home. One of them is out working. So I'm going to try to not offend anyone with what I say here. But the bottom line is the reason why I feel patience is the number one thing that you need to have if you're going to be in a relationship nowadays. You know, a man with a woman. The reason is because women are naturally more emotional than men at a normal level, and like I've mentioned on my channel, Sky, I believe in the good Lord. Whether people here believe or not, I still love you. But I know most people believe, and you know the way that God made women is different than God made man. You know, than He made men, which is what I'm trying to say. So the bottom line is that, you know, you have to understand that women at a normal level are going to be more emotional than you, which means you're going to have more patience with women than you would if you were hanging out with a buddy of yours where you can just shoot the shit with, right?
Right.
So I don't know if you agree with that or not, Sky, but the bottom line is, you know, patience is huge because, like I said, it's everything to women is emotional. And that's the first key to understanding, ladies, and it's key to making any relationship work, in my opinion.
Okay. I like that. I have to agree with Eli 110%. Patience is key. You cannot have a successful relationship with anything, whether it be a romantic relationship or a business relationship. You can't have a successful relationship if, basically, if you are, if you don't have the patience, you're not going to be able to succeed. It sucks. What is it? If Eli says women are more emotional, I'm going to bloom and scream and make myself sick.
It's Random Life Productions female, because Random Life Productions has been on my ass lately. And I really want to know what his or her problem is with me, because the bottom line is I'm speaking of the truth. Whether you love me or hate me, the bottom line is the way the good Lord made women is more emotional than men. And if you have a problem with that, take it up with the good Lord. Don't take it up with me. I'm just the messenger. That's it. That's all.
That's very true. I mean,
I don't know what else to say, buddy. I don't get why people get so emotionally butthurt over the truth. I didn't create women. God did, in my opinion. And so if you have an issue, take it up with the big guy in the sky.
She is female. It was just a joke, and she's actually one of Granny's best friends.
Oh, well, Random Life Production. Now I know that, so now I can. All right, that's cool. That's cool. Hey, any friend of Granny's a friend of mine, because I have the utmost respect and trust for Granny. I just haven't gotten to know Random Life Productions that well yet, so my apologies. But you got me, Random Life Productions, and go figure. You know, she's a lady. Hey, you know what? You even when you get to my age, Sky, at 44 years old, and you think you've learned a lot, and you think you've learned most of everything in regards to women and their emotions, you know, you can always have your moments of making mistakes still. It's going to happen. So, anyway, back to you, Matt.
Yeah, very true. Again, like I said, it's one of those situations where you have no choice but to try your best and be as cordial as possible with your significant other and as patient as possible with your significant other. It's really easy to get into a relationship. It's very hard to maintain a healthy relationship. And the reason I say that it's very hard is because not a lot of people are willing to basically stick it out when it gets hard. You know, the old saying goes and everything. Hello, cat. It's random. Cat just came up to me and touched my leg. That was weird. Um, but yeah, like, you know, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going, and you know that's pretty much how it is with a lot of people. They show up, they get into relationships blindly. They think that they are able to maintain it, and as soon as things get hard, they up and want to run away. And a lot of people expect change to happen instantaneously. If you are with somebody, let's say, who are suffering from a mental illness, let's say, I can't even say really a mental illness, but let's say they're suffering from something, i.e. depression or anxiety. You get with them and you're thinking, oh, well, she's cute, so obviously I'll be able to handle this. And then you come to find out that you can't handle it based off the fact that you've never been in a relationship like that and everything. You've never been in a relationship with a person who has suffered from anxiety or depression. It takes a lot of patience and everything. It takes a lot of patience, and it's easy to walk away. It's extremely hard to stay. And I know that might sound discouraging, but I guarantee that when you guys come out on top, you'll be that much stronger and closer as a couple versus those who just randomly give up and quit and walk away just because things get hard. I mean, you got to look at it the way you do with a job. I know your first couple of weeks on the job and everything, if it is hard, it wouldn't behoove you to just walk away from that job. You know, you're going to have to suffer through it for a little bit, and then after you've suffered through it as much as you possibly can, things will start to get easier. It'll definitely get easier, and it's the same thing with relationships. So I do agree 110% with Eli. It definitely takes a lot of patience to be able to have a successful relationship. And if you think for 1 second that you can have a successful relationship without having that patience, or think it's a good excuse to say, oh, well, you know, I just don't have any patience. I just naturally don't have any patience, so they have to accept who I am. You're going to have to find that patience somewhere, whether you find it on a bus or whatever. You're going to have to find that patience, order it on Amazon, install it in your software, and get to going, because you are not going to be able to survive in a relationship at all if you don't have that type of patience and everything. That's just real talk.
Yeah. Oh, I hear you, man. I hear you. Hey, real quick, I was doing an audio test, and we're both, I mean, we're not totally faint, but I can tell that the issue is within OBS. I don't know, are you using desktop audio?
Yeah.
To actually, yeah, a lot of times when you use desktop audio, it doesn't work as well. One of the best things to do is to, I don't know if you've ever used virtual audio cables. I'm going to have to show you how to do that. But because when you use desktop audio, a lot of times it just it doesn't have the crispest audio, because it's picking up everything that you do audio-wise on your system. So, but it'll be fine. It's going through. People can hear it. They just got to crank up their volume.
Okay, so you said just use that for next time then?
Yeah, I'll get with you privately, Sky.
Okay.
And I'll show you how to do it. It won't take too long.
Cool.
And that way it'll sound a whole lot better. But no worries. People can still hear it though. So yeah, sorry. Well, you had asked me a question again, and because I had that on my mind, I wanted to clear up the audio issue. What was the question you had asked?
Oh, there was no question. I was more or less just wrapping up and saying that I agree with you on the topic of having, or basically, you know, having to have patience to run a successful relationship, like, you know, that being, you know, definitely important and everything. So I was agreeing with you and turning the floor back over to you.
Yeah, no, excellent. Yeah. Do you want me to just throw in something else there? Like, I know we talked a lot, and I can start the fire. If you want me to start the fire, man, I can definitely start the fire here. And we were talking about this on my channel a couple days this past week, I believe on Thursday and Friday. The conversation stemmed into all of this, you know, stemming off of modern day feminism And would it be okay with you to kind of discuss a little bit of that here in a professional way?
Yeah, that's fine.
So, again, for Sky's viewers out here that haven't heard this before, I'm going to mention it. For those of you that have been following myself for a while, this is going to be a rerun, so bear with us. I respect women that deserve to be respected. I respect men that deserve to be respected. I respect people in general that deserve to be respected. With that being said, modern day feminism has done many great things for women. It's given women, civil rights. It's given women the right to vote, the right to bear arms. It's given women, equal pay for equal work. And so, pretty much in today's day and age, a woman has the rights to do whatever a man was once only known as a man. Sorry, I'm getting this wrong. A woman has the rights to do what was once known in the past as something that only a man would do. Let me get my verbiage correct there. As long as she's qualified for it. If she's qualified, if she's strong enough to do a job that requires a lot of physical strength, no worries. If she's qualified to do any other job that was typically only known as a job that a man would do, no problem. And that's all fine and dandy, but it has created some issues, Sky. Along with it, because there are a bunch of women out there in today's day and age that have taken feminism a bit too far, and they basically expect, special privileges. And I can give some examples on that, in a little bit, if you'd like. How deep do you want to get into this, man? Because this is where it all, this is where it all stems from, in my opinion.
Well, we're not going to get too deep in it because I kind of want to keep the subject matter, which is, of course, relationship advice. That is definitely going to be one of those that I cover on my other channel. One of those topics that I'm going to be going deep into. I know you're planning on doing it on your channel as well, and stuff and everything. But, if you want to graze over it and everything, that's totally fine. And if you want to, talk about it in depth, that's fine too. But we'll more or less kind of cover that on your channel or on my second channel, and everything. But I totally agree, man. If you want to continue.
Yeah, just to kind of sum it up in a nutshell, feminism has done many great things for women, but at the same time, it has severely hurt men, and it's also hurt women at the same time as much as it's helped them. Now we have women in the workplace, right? And which is all fine and dandy. And women are getting more degrees now than men are. With women now in the workforce and, the amount of jobs declining due to technology, we have, we have twice as many people that want jobs and half the jobs that were available just 20 or 30 years ago. So that's another thing that this is kind of hurting here. I honestly think what feminism has also done is it has forced many men to behave differently, meaning that a lot of men now feel that in order to relate to women or to be appreciated by a woman, and because these women have gained a lot of strength due to feminism, a lot of these men now, tame themselves and behave more like women. They exude more feminine energy than masculine energy just to be able to get along with the woman, which throws off the sexual polarity and just ruins things. And again, I'll just say one more thing and I'll turn it back to you. We had a gentleman on my channel the other day. We're not going to go too far into it. There was an issue going on with him and I, and he basically said, well, you're just picking on me and taking advantage of me because I'm a soft man. And I'll tell you one thing, Sky, I don't know about you, but I would never go out in public, or even privately say this to my lady or anyone. I would never say to anyone that I am a soft man, because the natural essence of a man has nothing soft within it. Does that make sense to you, buddy? I mean, you let me know.
Most definitely. I mean, I agree. I was talking with my lovely wife about that particular stream, because I was there for the stream, was part of the panel and everything and stuff. So I remember how everything went down, and it was it was quite 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 entertaining, to say the least, and everything that particular day. And I was talking with my wife about it and told her exactly what had happened, and even she agreed that was just, not something that you're supposed to do as a man, or at least not something that would be considered attractive on a female's part. It's just, I agree. Go ahead. Finish up, Eli. Finish.
dude, I'm at a loss for words, because it's like, look, we're trying to help men and we're trying to help women at the same time. And women are not realizing what's really happening here. Women are now, because of feminism, and because that women have been empowered through feminism, which is fine, women now have the confidence to behave like men. So women are nowadays behaving more like men, which is forcing many men that don't know how to handle these types of women, it's forcing them to behave more submissive. And what both sides don't realize is that this is throwing off the sexual polarity, and this is why things are not working out. This is why things are not working out. Look, there's nothing wrong with women being strong, and there's nothing wrong with women, being liberated and all that, but you got to understand as a woman that the natural essence of you being a woman is being submissive. Doesn't mean you always have to be submissive. That's your natural essence and the way the good Lord made you to be. As a man, the way the good Lord made you to be naturally was to be more dominant. Doesn't mean you always have to be dominant. You can be a little submissive every now and then, but if you're more submissive than dominant as a man, then you're acting more feminine than masculine. If you're being more dominant than submissive as a woman, then you're acting more dominant. And that's not the natural essence of a man and a woman. And the bottom line is women are not understanding that, and some men don't even understand that, which even drives me more crazy. I can understand why women wouldn't understand it. Sky, you want to know why?
Why?
You want to know why I can understand? Because women are more emotional than men, and even if they agree with it, their emotions are going to set them off and say, this guy's talking smack about us. No, I'm not. I'm sharing the facts here. I'm sharing the scientific facts of human behavior here. I'm sharing the scientific facts of the psychological differences between a man and a woman, and that's it. And again, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, you don't have to believe a word I say, okay? But I didn't create man, I didn't create woman. The good Lord, in my opinion, did. So take it up with him if you have an issue. I'm just the messenger. I'm just stating the facts in a clear way, unlike what most other people are doing and kind of sugarcoating it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
But that's how I feel. Go ahead, Sky. Back to you.
I mean, yeah, basically what I think you're trying to get at is that a man and a woman, when it comes to relationships, should stay in their lane. Never try to cross over each other's lane or take over each other's jobs. My thing is, it's already established in the beginning of a relationship what it is that you're looking for and how the other person is, how the personality type is. And if you decide at that point in time that that's just not a personality type you can get down with, then effectively walk away. Don't look at it as a challenge that maybe you can change them or anything like that. I mean, change for the better, sure. But if it's a task that either one is going to drain you of your happiness, of your natural essence and everything, don't do it. If it's something that's going to drain you of your happiness, again, don't do it. I had a statement in the chat that was saying, my problem isn't meeting women. My problem is finding a nice woman. There is too many single mothers and girls that sleep around where I live. The thing is, honestly, you're going to find that literally everywhere that you go. I'm not saying that all women sleep around and all that good stuff and everything. I'm just saying that you can't escape it. It's not that there's too many. It's that you are probably looking at the wrong women. At some point in time, when we are having a hard time finding or maintaining a healthy and good relationship, sometimes we have to take a step back and think to ourselves, is there something I'm doing wrong? What we all like to do is when we fail at something, we love to push the blame on other people instead of owning up to ourselves and saying, you know what? Maybe, is it something I'm doing wrong? Am I looking in the wrong places? Was that song "Looking for Love in All the Wrong Places"? Like, if you go into Walmart to look for women, it's probably not a good idea to keep going to Walmart. If you, not saying that you are, and trust me, I'm not making fun of you in no way. I'm just saying, trying to change up your scenery a little, change up how you pick up women. More or less don't jump into stuff, because a lot of people will jump into it and then be surprised when they get cheated on. Take your time with a woman. A man literally thinks, again, like about the physical, because a woman will set the stipulation. I'm not going to have sex with you until, we are established in a relationship and everything. Or a man will assume that's what a woman wants and automatically jumps in saying the things that a woman wants to hear. Oh, I want to be in a relationship with you. You're so great and everything. I love your hair. We have so many things in common. Blah, blah, blah. They're saying all the right things just for her to say, okay, let's be in a relationship just so you can be able to have sex. And that's just not how it is and everything. All I'm saying is sometimes you have to look and shift the blame on yourself sometimes, and say, where am I going wrong? What can I do to change up what it is that's surrounding me? Because if you think every woman around you is a cheating, lying whore with 8 kids out there, you're gravely wrong. I'm surrounded by a lot of thoughts. I'm surrounded by a lot of whores and stuff like that. My wife isn't a whore or a thought. I dated a lot of them. I'm not gonna lie. Sky was part of that, that percentile and everything. I was one of them whores and thoughts. But it was in my younger days, it was in my younger days and stuff. But as I got older, I grew out of it. A lot of these people don't, but I did. And I met my wife Freya. Well, I mean, we've been known each other, but I saw her only as a friend. And it wasn't until I realized what I wanted in a relationship that I noticed her. And that's when we got together. And sometimes that's all it takes, is for you to look at things from a different perspective. Because if you go through life looking at things only one way, you're only going to expect one end result. So sometimes it would behoove you to kind of just more or less look around in a different, look around at things in a different perspective. Please know that was a joke. I'm actually a coupon clipper, cutie, patootie. Granny, I swear you are. That was funny.
Wow.
What happened?
No. I know who Grady Bake Gill is. We actually met him all through the MGTOW community, and I'm just kind of surprised that he's actually looking to get some real good information. I can appreciate when some of those, most people don't know who these MGTOW guys are over here. But they're a group of Manosphere Men, a group of guys that have decided that the downside risk of dating or marrying a woman in today's day and age is far too great based on modern day divorce laws, etc. And so to hear him, ask legitimate information, that makes me happy, man. I really want to help people like him, and other people. And I think he has a great question, man. I think his questions are great.
Yeah. I agree. Like I said, I just think getting into a relationship with those women is pretty emotionally needy and desperate. I couldn't do that and still call myself a man. Do you know what I mean? Again, and I can't stress this enough. You cannot get into a relationship with a woman and not get the time to get to know her. There is literally no way a man or a woman can get into a relationship with somebody and say, well, I didn't know this about this person. Because in my opinion, when you make at a certain age, when you make a conscious decision to dedicate yourself to somebody else, meaning get into a relationship with somebody else, you should at least have done your research or at least paid attention enough to get to know this person, to gauge whether or not this is the type of person that you can be with. If you honestly feel like this person is too emotionally needy, she has 4 kids, and you know that you're probably going to have to get around her kids in order to be able to get to her, and that's just not a journey you're willing to take, because let's face it, not every journey is for every man. I'm not going to try to chase after a woman that I feel like I have to work extremely hard to get, because in my opinion, no woman is worth me having to work that hard just to be able to call you my girlfriend. I'm sorry, but who are you? I don't care how good you think you look. I don't care what kind of job you have or what kind of car you're driving. If you think I'm going to take 5 months out of my time and come out just because you've had a terrible experience in life with boyfriends cheating on you, whatever, if that's the case, then clearly you're not all that, because you wouldn't have gotten cheated on if you was all that. That's all I'm saying. So for me, I'm not going to sit up there and put myself in a position to chase after a woman for that long. Now, when I say that, I don't mean that I'm not going to be romantic towards a woman or put forth effort to get a woman. No, I definitely will. I put forth effort to get Freya and everything. I had to put forth effort to get her because she's a very good woman and a very rare woman at that and everything. So I had to put forth effort to get her. But did she make me jump through hurdles just to be able to kiss her on the lips? No. As a matter of fact, I stole a kiss from her. She didn't even see it coming. And it was so funny, Eli, because literally the moment that I stole that kiss from her, she looks over at me and she puts her hand over her heart and she's like, just to let you know, I'm not that type of woman. And I was just like, I just gave you a kiss, like I was trying to grab your boob or something.
Hey, Sky.
Yes.
Sky, you mind if I just jump in here for a second, man?
Yeah,
Because
go ahead.
This is good stuff, dude. I mean, I love this stuff. And going back to Gravy Baked Guilt, and he was talking about, I just think getting into a relationship with those women is pretty emotionally needy and desperate. I couldn't do that and still call myself a man. Well, here's the thing: you don't have to be emotionally needy and desperate. As a matter of fact, if you, as a man, if you come off as weak, needy, desperate, and insecure, there's no women out there that's going to trust your masculine core of being a man. That's why when you have a guy come into my onto my live streams and says you're taking advantage of me because I'm a soft man, if you're going to go out there publicly and say you're a soft man, there is no woman on the face of this planet that's going to respect you in a romantic way. She's going to friend zone you instantly because she cannot trust your masculine core, And so, with that being said, Gravy Baked Guilt, every woman out there, like what Sky was saying, I found my lady. I'm at her place right now. I've been with her a year and a half. Best relationship I've ever had. And I think this is the one, and I'm happy about it. And she is an amazing woman, just like Sky says about his lady. But that doesn't mean they're not emotional. And no matter how great they are, even if they're like the absolute best woman on the face of the planet, women are still more emotional than men. They're going to have their emotional moments. Women that still get their period each month, are going to feel differently during that time of the month. And if you as a man don't learn how to deal with that and understand that this is normal behavior for her, and she's gonna have her emotional moments that are more emotional than other times, then it's better to not date. But if you're gonna date a woman, you have to understand her emotions, because that's the way the good Lord made women, and that's them being normal. So you have to separate your emotions from theirs. Don't be weak, needy, desperate, and insecure yourself. Be a strong man. But don't let the fact that she's going to have her extreme emotional moments at times stop you from wanting to be with her, because that's how all women are. Good, bad, or indifferent. Sky, tell me if that makes sense or not, man. Women are just naturally more emotional than men all the time, no matter how good they are.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty much a given that, women are more emotional and everything. I mean, that's just how it is. And I think men are more inclined to be more emotionally detached, because we're taught at a very early age, and we're also, it's pretty much engraved in our DNA that, Coach, Freya Inc. is my bot.
Oh, thank you. I thought it was your wife.
No, my wife is Freya Moon Knight. Freya Inc. is my bot.
So I just said hello to a fake person.
Yeah,
okay,
you said hello to my robot.
Your robot. Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, man. My apologies on
No,
that.
you're good. You're good. But yeah, it's like I said, men can be very emotionally detached because we're conditionally trained at a very young age to basically be a man, and what it takes to be a man is you're supposed to be tough. Yeah, you're not supposed to cry, because if you cry, like, you're surrounded by it 24/7. Society pretty much puts us into this position to where boys must wear blue and girls must wear pink. And if a boy tries to wear pink, he gets called a punk. And if a girl tries to wear blue, she gets called a tomboy and everything. If a girl goes outside and plays in the dirt, again, she's a tomboy. If a guy decides that he wants to jump rope, again, he's gay. And everything. Society pushes you.
I love tomboys, by the way. Every girlfriend I've dated has been a tomboy, dude. But go ahead.
You get pushed into this category based off of what society deems as boys and girls. The thing is, if you do your research and you go back a couple of centuries, you'll realize that back in the day, it was the norm for a man to wear pink and a girl to wear blue. It wasn't until 1908 that it became established that boys should wear blue and girls should wear pink. It was natural. It was natural for men. It was back then. It was natural. High heels was invented for men. High heels was invented for men. A lot of people don't realize that. High heels was originally invented for men, and it was for men who was in a higher position of power. Because the taller you were, or the taller you looked, the more regal your appearance was. So they gave you high heels, and that's what men wore. So again, our opinions about what makes a man and what makes a woman change as society changes. So nowadays, like I said, for a man to cry in front of their woman or cry in front of the world, you will be considered soft, a girl, or whatever like that. So men have naturally become emotionally detached because times have changed and our masculinity has literally been called into question by literally our peers all around the world and everything. So when that happens, unfortunately, things like this kind of, take a huge like turnaround or whatever. So again, with you, what you're saying and everything, as far as like women being emotional creatures, yeah. And if a person, if you're getting into a relationship and you can't handle the fact that a woman is emotional, you don't need to be in a relationship in the first place, period. I can be emotional. I can be very passionate at times and everything. Am I to the point where I'm blubbering to my wife every single time I have a bad day at work? No. If that was the case, I think Frey would probably slap me and tell me to be a man, or kick me out until I, became a man or whatever. Take my balls from me, and she'll take my balls from me and put it in her purse and everything. And like, you get these back, when you can learn how to be a man, like, things like that and stuff.
You, buddy. She would chastise you.
Exactly. She would chastise me and wouldn't even blink while she's doing it. Like, it would just be that. It would be that crazy and everything. But that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's, a lot of women who have been in some terrible relationships will often sit up there and say that they want a man who's soft. And the only reason that they do is because they enjoy the idea of being able to walk all over a man. And everything, but at the end of the day, every woman wants a strong man. They want them to be strong. If somebody broke into our house right now and was literally sitting up there pointing a gun at Freya, or pointing a gun saying, I'm gonna shoot the both of you guys, I think it would be a little bit more widely accepted if I were to jump in front of her to take the bullet versus her jumping in front of me to take the bullet. Like it would just. It wouldn't even feel right. Like, I mean, she would expect me to be a man. She would expect me to step up. If we're sleeping in bed and I hear somebody come into the house or break into the house, I'm not going to wake her up. Hey, babe, go check. I think somebody broke in the house. Like, what would I look like doing that to her? Just like, hey, babe, go check it out. I'm going to stay here in the bed and call 911. No, she's going to expect me as a man to get up and go check it out. Because she knows physically I'll probably be, now if this man, if this intruder was, his kryptonite was emotions, then yeah, I'm sending Frey out there because, he would die from the emotional overload and everything. But if it was just, this is your standard guy who probably get taken down by some strong muscle, then of course I'm going out there. But even if that's not the case and you have no idea who it is, a woman expects a man to step up and be a man. But again, as I said before, the only way that a man can be a man and will be expected to step up and be a man is if you allow your man to be a man in a relationship. If you effectively take away his power, then he is literally going to be afraid to do anything. He effectively becomes a yes man, and then through becoming a yes man, he also becomes complacent and soft. So when something happens and you're expected to step up as a man, the first thing he's thinking about doing is hiding behind his wife because his wife runs everything. She has all
Right.
the bills in her name. She has all the car titles in her name. She pays all the bills. She does everything. And the only thing you expected to do is make a little bit of money, contribute. You don't even have the passwords, and you don't even have access to the bank account. You are just there. You are just a walking penis that she needs every once in a while, probably once a week, just to get her off, and then she'll send you on your way. That's it. That's the only thing you have effectively.
If you're weak at everything else, you're probably not even good at that. So it's not gonna last anyway. Well, seriously, Sky. Sorry, man. Go ahead. I had to get that in there.
The greatest says, I heard a noise in the house late at night. I might say praise the heavens at last a relationship. Hey, what? I'm single. He might be cute.
Hey, Sky.
Yeah.
Hey, do you mind if I respond to what you mentioned so far? It was pretty good, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
So here's the thing. This is what it all boils down to. It all boils down to, the psychological differences between a man and a woman and scientific facts. And here's the thing, ladies. Don't get mad at me for stating what's scientifically true, what's been created by a higher power. Whether you believe in God or not, some higher power, created men and women to be a certain way. And I believe in God, and most of you do as well. And the bottom line is that it's okay for a man to have emotional moments, but it is not okay for a man to be emotionally weaker than a woman. It is not normal. No disrespect to men or women. This is the way we were made. A woman, a natural woman, is looking at a man for his emotional strength. And if that man is emotionally weaker than she is, then where's the strength that she's looking for? It's not there. So it's gonna force her to act more like a man than him in order to fix the polarity that's messed up. The sexual polarity would be messed up there. So the bottom line is, it is okay for men to have their moments of weakness. And I repeat, moments, not constant moments of weakness. Moments. Because if you don't even have those constant moments of weakness and allow yourself to be vulnerable, then your woman's not gonna believe that you're being genuine either. You have to balance it out. But for the most part, throughout the most part of things of every day, as a man, your job is to be emotionally stronger than the woman and be there for her when she needs your support in that way, because women are naturally more emotional than men all day, every day. Women are like the number 8. They're like the number 8. They're in a constant loop of emotion, and that is normal. Okay? So they're looking at your strength as a man to kind of, help them through that. If you're not capable of doing that, then what good are you to her? You could be the greatest lover on the planet, but if you can't relate to her emotionally, how long is it going to last? One night? Back to you, man. I wanted to put that out there.
Oh, yeah.
Why is she mad at me? Just kidding. Oh, sorry. Bug talk. Eli, I'm mad at you. LOL JK, because I'm speaking the truth. Back to you, buddy. Sorry.
I had to put my kitty down. That's my weakness. I'm emotionally attached to my cats.
I love dogs, dude. I like Dana's dog.
What's up, Katie?
You know what I tell Dana?
What's
I
up?
tell her, look, you know what? I'm like needy with your dog, so I don't have to be needy with you. And she doesn't mind. She's not going to kick me out. Those dogs, especially the female ones, they love all that attention, man. They love being smothered, unlike real women. If you smother a real woman, you're done. But you can smother the female dogs, and they'll play with you all day, every day, man. No problem. Go ahead.
Yeah, I fell in love. I'm naturally more of a dog person than a cat person, but I got my cats because my wife... my wife loved cats, and if there's one thing that I have learned in a relationship, and I know I'm pretty sure you'll probably disagree with me, Eli, because I know how you are, but I live by what's going on, WrestleMania. Welcome to the Chanel, and Katie, what's going on, girl? Welcome to the Chanel. But yeah, I think you'll probably disagree with me on this one, Eli, or maybe you will. I don't know. You'll probably surprise me. But I live by the old moniker of happy wife, happy life. I cannot rest properly if my wife isn't happy. Like, and it's not because she's a tyrant and she goes around just like, whatever. It's just because I love her so much. If she's not doing good, I'm not doing good, And if I'm not doing good, she can continue on with her day normally. Like, she's totally fine. I could be sitting up here pissed off at the world. She'd be like, all right, whatever. Bye, love you. If I'm about to leave to go to work and I see that she's pissed off, I will be late for work just to make sure that she's okay. Because I don't want to have to come home to that. I don't want to have to come home after a hard day's work of her sitting up there giving me the evil eye because she's had a bad day and has had to literally sit and stew in this bad idea. Men are able to let go a lot easier or a lot better than women can. Yep. Eli and I could get into an argument right now, and I guarantee that by the end of the stream, me and Eli will have squashed it and be like, you know what, it is what it is, boom, we're done. Move on past it, and that's the end of it and everything, because that's just how men are. It's unnatural for us to hold grudges. We can be vindictive when we want to. We can definitely seek out vengeance, especially if we feel like we've been disrespected or wronged in any way. But when it comes to just those long-term emotions and everything, those long-term feeling, yeah, we can just let it go. It is what it is. My wife can hold on to a grudge like it's no tomorrow. And
me.
That woman can hold on to a grudge. I mean, her grip is tight on grudges, like really tight. And it won't even be a grudge towards me. It'll just be a grudge towards somebody that cut her off in traffic. And this will have happened like last Wednesday. And she's still pissed off about it. I'm like, babe, you got to let it go. But it's so weird because I'm glad you were speaking of sciences and naturality between men and women. It's so weird because I guess a man should probably learn to be more emotional and more in tune with their emotions because it's natural, scientifically proven, that women outlive men. They go through their whole lives being as they give birth, they have to go through periods, they have to go through all of this crap. Tough as women are, and much as they have to put up with, especially having to put up with a man as crazy as I am. Freya has to put up with a lot when it comes to me, but all the stuff that they put up with, they still outlive us by 10 years. I've often said, I've told Freya, and I say this to her all the time, and I know it's probably going to come off as mean, but it's true. I always tell my wife, I hope she dies before me. And it's like, it's not because, what you're thinking. It's not because I don't love her. It's just because I feel as though I've been living my life very good, very healthily, for the most part. Not when it comes to snacks and eating and everything, but when it comes to just stressing out and my mental capacity and everything, I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job. She's sporadic and all over the place, and I'm like, babe, you're gonna lead yourself to an early grave. If she outlives me after all this crap that I've been talking, it's not gonna look good for me. I won't be able to defend myself. I'll be in the grave 6 feet under, and she'll still be stressing out and talking crap to me while I'm 6 feet under. Probably gonna hold on to that grudge until she gets to heaven, sitting up there saying, how dare you die before me and leave me by myself. I'm like, babe, that was like 20 years ago. Are you gonna bring this? You're gonna bring this up here in front of Jesus and God? Like, that's what we're gonna do? Just having an argument in front of Jesus? Like, I don't want to argue in front of Jesus. The only thing I want to do is sit up here and float around the clouds and enjoy myself. But instead, she will bring that grudge all the way up to heaven, past St. Peter and everything. And I'll be on the other side of the gate like, nah, don't let her in. Don't let her in. She's still mad. Like, that's just how it is. But, at the same time, like you said, Eli, when it comes down to it, yeah, women are emotional. We know that, and we understand that, and I'm pretty sure most women do. In order to be able to successfully run a relationship, you have to understand that women are emotional, and you're going to have to understand how to handle your specific emotional woman. Because what might work for Eli and his wife might not work for me and Freya. Like Eli, if his woman gets onto an emotional, a rant and everything and stuff, for him, it might, what works for her is if he just leaves her alone. He just walks her away and gives her a space, leaves her alone. I wouldn't dare leave Freya alone when she's like, it's like leaving an untrained puppy in your house for 8 hours. So leaving Freya alone when she's emotionally all over the place is like the equivalency of leaving, I take that back. The equivalency of leaving 9 untrained puppies in your house without any pee pads down or anything, just walking out and locking the door behind you. It is not a smart move. You're going to come back, your stuff's going to be torn up, there's going to be poop and piss all over the place. And yes, that's what she does when she gets upset. She poops and pee all over the place. I'm just joking. I had to come home and smack her on the nose real quick. But I mean, I just know not to leave because Freya is the type who likes to talk it out. Even if she's pissed off, she wants to talk on her terms. She doesn't want me to leave her alone. She will be the one to set the terms. She wants to walk away and have a breather when she's ready, or she wants to talk about it when she's ready. But I know better than to just walk away. It's not because I'm afraid of my wife. It's because I respect my wife, and I know her well enough to know how to handle her. If I want to get into a deep argument with her, if I want to get into cross into the territory of disrespecting her, then it would be real easy for me to do that because I know what sets her off. But if I want to squash it as quickly as possible to ensure that I'm going to have a good night's rest, I will do what I know calms her down. And it's not me being a punk. It's not me being submissive to my wife or not, training her or whatever like that. No, it's called respect. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about because a lot of men don't understand that. A lot of men think that being submissive to your wife means that you're a punk, that you need to be the one running the relationship. That's not what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Sky will be the first one to tell you. Respecting your wife does not mean that you're a punk at all whatsoever. Respecting your wife shows that you love her, that you care about her, and that you will not do anything to hurt nor harm her, whether it be physical, emotional, whatever. So don't, a lot of this younger generation will sit up there and take these examples of what they see on TV or the advice they get from other people that is, oh yeah, you need to put your foot down, run that relationship. Your woman can't do that. No. You want to have a healthy relationship, at least in today's society, learn to respect your woman and learn your woman, period. You have to learn her. If you don't learn her, it is going to result in a very bad time for you and everything. You are going to be miserable your entire relationship because there's literally nothing you're willing to do. You're not willing to set aside that manly, tough guy persona just to be able to satiate your woman, just to be able to satisfy your woman to some degree. A woman loves appreciation and attention. A good woman loves appreciation and attention. When I say a good woman, I mean that my woman, Freya, I consider her to be an excellent woman. And I'm not bragging about that. I'm not sitting up there saying she's perfect. I just feel like she's excellent for me. For me. You guys will look at Freya and probably sit up there and say, well, yeah, but for me, she's excellent. Meaning that she is somebody I can handle, and I am somebody she can handle. We handle each other, we help each other, we prop each other up, we pick each other up. There's not a day that since we have uttered the first time that we ever uttered that we loved each other, which was about 3.5 years ago, we have never went a day without saying that to each other. Never have went a day without saying that to each other. We say that to each other at least 7 or 8 times a day. Do I feel like a punk for saying I love my wife? No. I am happy that I can exist in a world right now to have somebody by my side that loves me as much as she does, that is loyal to me as she is, that makes me feel as good as she does, and I can literally utter those words. Hey, stop it. I'm not sitting up there saying that you need to set aside your manliness just to be able to satisfy your wife. No. At some point in time, you are going to have to put your foot down because your wife might get a little out of her lane, so to speak, and everything. And you need to go ahead and let her know, hey, no. That's not how that's going down, sweetheart. I'm going to tell you how it goes down. And I've had to do that with Freya a few times because Freya is naturally an independent woman. And the reason she is because before she was in a relationship with men who basically were lazy. They were good for nothing. They didn't do nothing. They wanted to sit. They were just a complete waste of life and space. Freya was used to doing everything on her own, from paying all the bills, to taking care of the responsibilities, doing all the calls, making all the calls, whatever. You name it, she was used to it. So she took that and put it in this relationship and felt like that's what she needed to do. It took her literally 3 years for her to finally get it into her head that Sky ain't like that. Sky is not lazy by no means. Sky isn't going to sit up there and allow you to do everything on your own. And, it was weird for her. It was unmarked territory for her and everything. But she was able to successfully, change for the better, to I would say more or less, like, I don't want to say allow, because that doesn't really sound good on the lips and everything and stuff, but she got to a point where she was okay or good or comfortable with the idea of me helping her and taking care of those responsibilities and everything. So we are, like I said, and she said in the chat and everything, it was actually part of her wedding vows when we got married and everything. She said that we are like yin and yang and everything. We complete each other successfully and everything, because where she is totally dark, I'm like totally light. And I know it's weird to say that considering I'm black and she's white, but she's the dark one and I'm the light one.
How did I know you were going to go there? How did I know you were going to go? I had a feeling you were going to go there.
Oh, it's just how it is, you know.
I love it like a brother.
But, that's just how it is. Like I said, in my opinion, and I'm pretty sure Eli could agree with me and everything, when it comes to being a man, part of what it comes to being a man is knowing how to satisfy your significant other, knowing her well enough to be able to sit up there and say that behind closed doors, you can be as vulnerable with her as you have been with just yourself. It's easy to be able to sit up there and say to, your boys and everything, like I'm talking to Eli one-on-one, and I'm like, yeah, Eli, I don't care. I come out and I do whatever I want. She can't tell me what to do. I know it's past my bedtime, but I don't even care. I know it's past my curfew. She wants me back home at 9, but I'm going to come back home at 9:05 because no, that's just like, it's easy to talk junk in front of your boys and everything like that and stuff. But, like in front of Freya, she's seen the most vulnerable side of me. Sides that nobody in the chat or you, Eli, will ever, probably ever see. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it is, because I trust her. The moment that you give your trust fully to someone, again, this doesn't just apply to straight relationships. This is to gay relationships and everything. The moment that you give yourself fully to another is the moment that you are allowing this woman, this man, whomever, to see your most vulnerable side, the side that nobody else gets to see. Freya has seen that side of me, and nobody else will ever get to see that. She has seen me at my lowest. She has seen me at my highest, and no matter what, this woman is stuck by my side the entire time. She has never made me feel as though she was going to do anything to hurt me or to betray me or anything like that. And because of that, she's earned my full trust. So I can't allow myself to be like that with her. I can allow myself to be vulnerable and not feel weird about it and everything, and not feel uncomfortable with it. And that's what happens when you enter into a full relationship. Do me and Freya have the perfect relationship? No, I don't want you guys to sit up there and think in the chat, everybody's, yeah, Freya. No, let me get to one thing straight. Freya and I have our issues. We've been sitting up there, Eli's been talking about emotions. This is a very unusually emotional woman. This woman is schizophrenic, bipolar, and everything else under the sun. She's got all of it. ADD, ADHD, STDs.
STDs, Jesus Christ, man. What the hell did you get yourself into?
You name it, she's got it when it comes to mental health issues and stuff. She is all over the place and everything. And a lesser man probably wouldn't have been able to handle her. A lesser man, as a matter of fact, she was with lesser men who would rather run around and cheat on her and not take the time to get to know her and find out how to handle her. I found out how to handle her. Yes, she can get... This woman can pull you into a... Eli, I swear, one of these days I'm going to record an argument between me and her just so I can send it to you, and you'll see exactly what I have to go through. Like,
I get it.
It'll be the simplest thing. The simplest... When Freya has this uncanny ability to where if she is not winning an argument, she'll literally switch it up and start arguing about the dumbest thing she can think of. Like
That's
like,
nature.
she'll argue about why birds fly. Like I mean, it'll start off with about the trash being taken out. She'll be, I don't understand why you won't take out the trash for me. I mean, I've worked all day and you won't take out the trash. Oh well, babe, I already took out the trash, so it's not a problem. It's solved and everything. I've successfully taken out the trash, babe. It's okay. Now I'm just saying, I don't understand why you always have every single time I ask you to do something, you always have to give me attitude. Babe, I'm not giving you attitude. I'm not giving you attitude at all. I'm just saying I already took out the trash. There's no need to talk about it. We don't have to talk about it. And then she'll be like, well, you know what? Why do birds fly? And I'm like, why are we, what are we talking about anymore? Like, why are we, but that's just how it is in everything, That's why she, that's how she gets me in there. And as for me as a man, I do my best because I'm not that emotional, so I'm detached from it, for one. And number two, I find humor in everything. So when she gets to that point, I find it hard not to laugh at her. Because I know laughing at her in the middle of that, she's probably going to turn into a banshee. And she's Irish. For you guys who don't know, Freya's Irish, and she has that Irish attitude that comes with it and everything. And that woman will go off if I were to just start laughing at her. But she'll laugh at herself afterwards, and I pointed out, like, babe, it was kind of funny that you kind of, got mad, tried to run away, and you ran into the wall. I mean, it was kind of funny, right, babe? And like, but that's just, I mean, I don't know. What do you think, Coach? Is anything that I'm saying, is that anything that, you apply or try to apply within your relationship with your woman?
I agree with you. Now I'm hearing I'm hearing myself talk through this. Okay, now I'm not. Okay, good, cool. You're a 1,000,000% correct. I agree with you. Let me explain to you why. Okay? Here's the thing. In any relationship, even with women that are modern day women, and they've been indoctrinated through feminism, and they've been liberated, they've been empowered, even with the modern day woman, they still want to feel one thing they've always wanted to feel even before feminism existed, even before traditionalism ended, okay? They want to feel a sense of security. And they used to look up to men for that sense of security. But lo and behold, regardless of how liberated you women have become, which I'm all for it, congratulations, you asked for it, you got it. The one thing that you'll never lose is wanting that sense of security. And when you can't provide for it by yourself, you always look at a man for it. I don't care what anyone says, and I will challenge any woman on that. No disrespect at all. Let me give you an example. My lady Dana, she just moved. And, she had a bunch of things that were out of her control happen in her life that she had to handle. She went through a divorce. She had to handle that herself. She raises her 2 teenage daughters by herself. She has all this responsibility. And she had a bunch of things that she had to figure out in a short amount of time so she can continue to have a place to live and provide for her kids. Okay, I'm not going to get too far into it, but, it made her feel like she was losing her sense of security. Now, she's an independent, strong woman just like your woman. But guess what happens when the shit hits the fan? Okay, who's she going to go to for support and comfort? She's not asking me for money. But who's she going to go to, when the chips get tough and the walls are closing in? Hey, babe, can we talk? I need to get your opinion about something. I can say one of two things. Well, babe, I thought you were liberated. And now you're this modern-day feminist woman. You have equal civil rights. You have equal pay for equal work. You have all this shit you wanted, right? You don't need a man for anything, right, Sky? But all of a sudden, now you need a man for something. No, I'm overemphasizing here, right? And there are women that are going to watch it and say, who the hell is this guy, right? I'm really ticked off. But you're not ticked off because of what I'm saying. You're ticked off because I'm speaking the truth. The bottom line is, any way you look at it, men and women both need each other. That's the way that God created men and women to be. And so when a woman needs a sense of security, she's always going to come to a man to feel his strength, not weakness at that point. If you're not strong enough to understand why she's coming to you, whether she's been liberated by today's standards or not, then you're going to fail. The moment any woman, especially a modern-day strong woman, senses weakness in you as a man, emotionally, physically, anything, you are done. She's going to start falling out of love with you. She's going to get annoyed, and it's not going to work. She'll friend zone you. You're going to be gone. So I agree with you. the situations you have with Freya, I've had them all. And I sit there and I handle it the same way that you handle it. Like, for me, in all honesty, actually, I think in my case, I'm the one that'll say, you know what, babe? You know, I'm sensing there's something wrong here. Something's bothering you about me or us or whatever. No, babe, there's nothing wrong. And like I told you on my show before, Sky, I'll tell you and your viewers out here again, okay? When a woman says there's nothing wrong, there's something majorly wrong. There's something more wrong than ever before. When a woman says there's nothing wrong, it does not mean there's nothing wrong. They will not say there's nothing wrong unless there is something wrong. And if you men don't understand how to read that, you're screwed. You might as well retire from women right now permanently, like some of these MGTOW men, okay? But at that point, I say, baby, no. Baby, look. I laugh at Dana, and I say, look, wrong, there's something majorly wrong. So tell me what's wrong right now. We're not going to go on with our day. We're not going to go to that nice dinner I planned. I promise I'd take you to, or do this stuff. We're going to sit here and I'll just sit here, twiddle my thumbs and do whatever, right? Or I'll just play on YouTube and piss you off even more until you tell me what the problem is, right? And if she's still not willing to open up, I will walk away into another room, or I'll go take a walk or do something, right? And then she'll text me and say, babe, I'm ready to talk. Okay, great. I'll see you in a few. We go and have a nice conversation. Okay, she tells me what the problem is. I say, you know what? If it's my fault, I say I'm sorry. There's nothing unmanly about apologizing for a mistake you may have made. You're more of a man when you can own up to your faults, right? Okay. And then guess what? After that, we make up, we kiss, we make up, we go have dinner, and then we come back, and you know what happens? Doom, 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 doom. I don't want to play the pornographic music on your channel here, but you get the point. You kiss, you make up, and life goes on, and you're good. But dude, the bottom line is you're absolutely 100% correct. Okay, despite the modern day woman, which your woman is a modern day woman. Let's face it, so is mine. That's the way women are nowadays. They are still looking at us for our strength, our emotional strength, during their times of weaknesses. No matter how liberated they become, no matter how well Rosie the Riveter with her big guns has gotten through to these women and made them stronger, they are still looking at us for our emotional strength, no matter what. Sky, back to you. I don't know if that makes any sense to you at all, brother.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Real quick, Katie, I don't have the Krispy Kreme ones on this fussbot, because I'm actually using my gaming PC to stream this versus the laptop, and the laptop is the one that I had programmed the Krispy Kreme auto chats or auto responses and everything. So not on this one, unfortunately, but all the other ones are the same. I'm sorry, Katie. I know the Krispy Kreme ones are actually pretty funny. I make little facts about everybody that normally comes to the stream. They're fake facts, but I just like saying it and everything. I think Katie's was like Katie Waller enjoys the smell of I forgot. I think like was it week old Burger King fries and dirty gym bags or something like that.
Week old Burger King fries, man.
I said week old Burger King fries and dirty gym bags.
Wow.
It was just like random stuff that I put up there for anybody who frequently comes into my channel and everything. I just made one about everybody, and including myself and of course Freya. But yeah, like I said, I totally agree. Scrolling up here, where Bug Rachel, she said that where was it at? If I can find it. Basically, she was saying that women need men as much as men need women. I agree with you on that one. Women need men, and men definitely need women. We are naturally slow.
Like a glove.
we're naturally dumb creatures.
Oh, come on, brother. Let's not go that far, man. Come on. Jesus, man.
I'm sorry, but you know what? I have to admit it because Lord knows I would probably It has taken Freya quite a few times to talk me out of doing something extremely dumb. And it takes a woman to do that because only a woman can calm a man down when he's at his highest octave and everything, you know. I mean, if Eli is extremely pissed off at somebody and I go up to Eli and I'm like, yo, bruh, man, you need to calm down. Eli's response would be like, nah, bruh, I'm not going to calm down. I'm going to keep it going. But if if Dana comes up to him and she wraps her arms lovingly around him, she holds his face and she looks him in his eyes, baby, you need to calm down. He is going to calm down. It's going to happen. Freya will do the same thing with me. If I'm going off to keep me from going to jail, I'm about to whoop somebody's, excuse my language, whoop somebody's ass and everything. Freya's going to be the one to sit up there, babe, it's not worth it. Stop. Just chill out, leave it alone. But if she doesn't do that, and I just go and haul off and hit somebody in the face, I'm going to jail. Regardless of the situation, I'm going to jail. Whether it's for a couple of days or a couple of weeks or a couple of months or whatever stuff, I'm going to jail. So to prevent that from happening, but I won't think about that. She will have thought about all the different scenarios and outcomes that is going to happen if I punch this dude in the face. I've only thought about one, which is I'm standing over him, teabagging him for victory and everything. So that's literally the only thing that I'm thinking. That's as far as I'm thinking. But Freya will have already thought of every negative outcome that would happen if I punch this dude in the face and has actively put herself or interjected herself into this situation, not to fuss at the dude, but to calm me down and actively try to pull me away because she knows it's not a good idea. Yeah. Sometimes men, we can be naturally just as I'm not sitting up there saying that women are smarter than men or men are smarter than women. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that men, when we are about to do something real dumb, 9 times out of 10, it takes a woman or our significant other, whomever that may be, to calm us down and reel us back in. And I do that. You know, I talk a lot, and I know this stream seems like it's been focused a lot towards women and things that women do and all that, you know what I'm saying? But that mic is looking, I know that. Can you guys hear me on my mic? I love this mic. I want to. If this is what it like, Freya, is what it's like for you? Like, hold on, let me. Like, is this? Woo! I was curious, man. That's all I was just trying to figure it out. Like, wow. I should have put an age restriction on the stream. I didn't know that was gonna happen. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. But thanks, Cher. What's going on? Welcome to the channel. But yeah, like I said, you know, it's stop laughing, weirdo. But yeah, you know, I'm not saying that men are smarter than women or women are smarter than men and everything. I just feel like, you know, men naturally think more rash than women. We are more impulsive than women. And so when we get to those points and everything in which we want to quit our job and walk out, the first thing that we do is we call our lady. That's the first thing we do. Because we're pissed off and we need somebody to vent to. Because I'm not going to give a damn if Eli calls me complaining about his job. I'm at work. What I want to listen to you for? Your woman is going to want to listen to you, though. Eli called me, man, Sky, if my boss tells me one more time to get to work and everything, I swear to God, I'm like, dude, shut up. I don't care. Like, what are you telling me for? You better, or I'm going to give him the wrong advice, which is quit, dude. If I was you, I was quit. I ain't taking none of that. I wouldn't take that. You better quit. And not even thinking about the fact that he has mortgage due, that he has bills to pay or anything like that. And so I'm just like, I'm hyped up with him because as a man, I naturally want to go with the flow or whatever his flow is. So if he's up here, I gotta be up here. So if he calls me talking about, dude, man, I swear to God, I'm quitting this job. I'm walking out, man. I'm done. I'm gonna go into the office and I'll punch Bill in the face. And after I punch him in the face, I'm walking out. I don't even care. They better send me my last check in the mail. I'm done. And then my response is going to be, do it, bro. Do it now. Walk up there, punch him in the face. I'll be outside. We're gonna go out tonight. We're gonna have beers to celebrate. And he's like, yeah. Now he does that. 2 months later, he has bills due, and he's calling me talking about some Sky, man. Is there any way I can borrow $100? And I'm like, nah, he got it, bro. what am I supposed to do? But if he were to take that situation, the same scenario, but it called his wife and said, hey, babe, she's already going to know. You don't even have to go into it. The moment that you say hi or hey or however it is that you greet your lady, she's already going to know what's wrong, babe, what's going on. And then you will just dump your entire bad day on her. And her response will be, baby, just calm down. You got this.
Right.
Don't worry about it. You will effectively calm down and you'll keep your job and you don't have to worry about being homeless in a couple of months because you still have that job that you almost walked out on until it took the strength of your woman, the wisdom of your woman to tell you, baby, calm down. It's okay. We'll get through this. And that's what it takes and everything, you know what I'm saying? Which is a good thing. It's always a good thing. So, again, like I say, I believe 110% of the equality between a man and a woman, but I've always said this and I'll stick to this: stay in your lane. Don't try to do the things that your man is doing. Men, don't try to do the things that your woman is doing and everything. If you have things, number one thing for a man to do to a woman is always make her feel appreciated. No matter how small or insignificant it may be, always tell her thank you. Always let her know that you notice what she's doing. Even if you feel like her job isn't nothing. Only thing she does is flip burgers at McDonald's. That check is going towards something that is helping you out. So still thank your woman and acknowledge her every day if you have to. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate you. Let her know. You don't even have to say it. There are things that you can do to show your appreciation towards her. Just because you're married doesn't give you an excuse to be lazy. Just because you're married doesn't give you an excuse to neglect your woman. Well, I got her, so I guess I don't have to worry about impressing her anymore. Still buy her roses. Still call her beautiful. Still make her feel like she's the only woman in the world that matters to you. It doesn't matter if you see this woman every day and you go to sleep with her every day. Always make her feel beautiful. Always tell her she's beautiful. Always kiss her passionately. Kiss her passion. Don't kiss her like she's a child. Bye. No. Take the time to hold her before you leave to go to work. Pull her in close and give her that deep kiss, because that kiss will linger all week with a woman. It means the world, because without saying it, you have expressed to her how much you love her, how much you appreciate her, and that to this day you still notice her. So don't get with a woman and become complacent and lazy and think that everything is okay, because the moment that you do, another man will slide in your place. Another man who will make her feel that she's being noticed and appreciated. Yep. A man who will sit up there and notice that she's went out and effectively got her hair cut. You don't notice that your woman got her hair cut? You don't notice that your woman got new nail polish on? That because you're not paying attention. A man will always sit up there and defend himself and sit up there and say, oh, how am I supposed to know about this? How am I supposed to pay attention? Just her hair. Pay attention to it, dude. Take the time. If you actually pay attention to your woman, you would know when she went out and changed her hair color. When she cut, all this, when she cut her hair, all that stuff and everything, you would know all of it. But if you effectively don't know, you come home from work and she's standing up there looking at you, automatically look her up and down. Because if you come home from work or wherever and your woman looks at you like this, look her up and down real quick and just take the time to notice something is different. Something is... Don't walk past her and be like, hey, babe, gotta go to the bathroom. Take 2 minutes to just scan up and down like you're one of them little scanning guns at Walmart or whatever stuff. Scan her up and down until you get a ding, until you get a boop, and then say, babe, is that a new shirt? And be like, yeah, oh my God, how did you know? I think he forgot he's the ginger. But that's just how it is, Say thank you for that. Thank you for that sound there. Thank you for that sound. But again, and like I said, I feel like a lot of women can agree that the most important thing that they can have in a successful relationship is for a man who appreciates them. They can accept that more than they could anything else. Yeah, they want a strong man. Yeah, they want a man, a provider, a protector. Of course, that's the basics. But at the end of the day, what they really do love and enjoy is a man who appreciates literally everything that they do. A man who pays attention to them. A man who pays attention to their needs, their wants, their desires. A man is not going to take his woman to the bedroom and only do the bare minimum to give himself off. No, explore her body and appreciate everything that her body has to offer. No matter how big or how small she's gotten since you've been with her, still take the time to worship that woman because she is your queen. And what is a queen without a king? But what is a king without a queen? Treat her like a queen. Treat her like a queen. Don't treat her like some piece of trash out there that you're sitting up there. Oh yeah, it's easy for us as men and women to look at those out there that's all skinny and fine and whatever and fit and everything like that stuff. And it's all great and everything. You get sit up there and let your eyes wander. Ooh, those abs. That man looks so glistening and hot and everything. And as a man, we can sit up there and look at those boobs and be like, oh my God, look at those things bouncing up and down. Jeez, babe, why can't you have big boobs like her? Like it's easy for us to sit up there and say things like that stuff. But at the end of the day, that woman with them huge boobs and everything has nothing on Freya in her personality and what she does for me. And that's what you have to look for. And again, you show that appreciation to her. You show that appreciation through actions. You show that appreciation through words. And I guarantee beyond a shadow of a doubt, you will have a very healthy relationship. You will have a very loyal woman. A very loyal woman, because she knows at the end of the day, ain't no man in the world can sit up there and do the things that you do for her. What do you think, Eli? Take it away, man.
Dude, I completely agree with you on that. You know, a lot of men are afraid nowadays to do anything for their woman because they're going to feel like they're being taken advantage of. They're going to feel like they're less of a man for doing it. Now, there is a point where, you know, doing too much is doing too much. But if you don't do anything, that's just as bad as doing too much. You have to find that balance. Mm-hmm. You know, here's the thing. You know, I don't have a problem getting my lady flowers. I don't do it every day. I do it on occasion. I wouldn't have a problem doing it every day, but I think that would be a little too excessive. I feel that you know, you give her those things on special occasions, or even any random day. Because even when you do it on a special occasion, some ladies nowadays will say, "Well, you're just getting me flowers because that's the thing people do on birthdays, right?" Mm-hmm. And can you blame them for that? No. What if you got him flowers on a random day outside of a special event?
Right.
Not every day, but any random day, right? Do something that no other guy would do for her, right, and stand out. Same thing on YouTube. You want a girl on YouTube. Don't do what everyone else is doing. Do something that's completely off the wall. Mm-hmm. You know, do something like, I'm a coach, but there's no coach like me. I push the boundaries, and I just say it as it is. And so what you're saying, Sky, I totally agree with you. You know, I think the problem in today's day and age is that men just do not know how to handle the modern day feminized woman, you know, through feminism. They don't understand how to handle that, and we need to teach them. Yes, are women stronger than they've been in the past? Have they been liberated? Yes, you know. But does that mean, you know, they don't want the same things that traditional women once wanted? No, it doesn't mean that. You know, yes, many women still do want kids. Many women still want to have everything that was once only known as something that a traditional household would have. The only difference is that now women are actually in the workforce, and now women want to be appreciated more than just being a homemaker, a baby maker, and a kitchen cleaner, and a cooker, or a cook. You know? You understand what I'm saying, Sky?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
That's the only difference there in today's day and age. So if you can learn how to balance the modern day woman out, and still be the strong man that she's craving, even though she may appear like she wants a weaker man. A woman may get mad at you for acting like a man today's day and age. That you know, and some women even shame men for being that way. That's her just testing you. That's her testing to see how strong you are. Are you going to sit there and allow her to dominate you? Or are you going to sit there and say, you know what, babe? Hey, you know what? I understand about how things are nowadays, but I'm still a man. I want to respect you as a woman. You respect me as a man. If you don't stand up to her in a playful and fun way, and you just let her, you know, let her push you around, it's never going to work out. And that's the thing, Sky. The bottom line, what I'm trying to say here is that we need to help teach men how to be men again. I think men have been feminized too much because of modern day feminism, and we need to bring them back on track. Because if we don't, it's not only going to hurt men, it's going to hurt women as well. It's already hurting both sides. But everything you say, Sky, you're spot on, man. I think you and I have a very similar outlook on this. So that's my thought on what's happened so far here today.
Piggybacking off of what Eli was saying right there, something else I would like to address and everything, if I may, is the women.
Yeah.
Let me address the women in the chat and the woman sitting over here on the couch real quick and everything, because we've just got finished talking about what is expected of a man to make a woman happy. Now let's talk about what's expected of a woman to make a man happy.
That's a great point.
Because it's easy for us to sit up there as men and come to terms with what it is that we do or don't do to satisfy our women and to make our women happy. And because that women are so boisterous and loud with their opinions on failed relationships, whereas a man is not nearly as loud. We don't want to come off as a punk, so we kind of keep it to ourselves and everything and stuff. But a woman, she has no problem with voicing her opinion all over Facebook, Twitter, and everything about how her man is terrible and she loves being a single woman because all men are pigs and all sex is wrong and everything like that and stuff. And meanwhile, we're sitting up there like, yeah, a woman just beat the crap out of us and kicked us out, ripped up all of our clothes, put holes in our tires and everything, and we're just like, well, it is what it is, because nobody's going to feel sorry for a man. Who's going to feel sorry for me if Freya puts me out? Ain't nobody going to sit up there and be like, oh my God, Sky, I feel so bad. They're all going to take Freya's side because they're going to assume that I had something to do with why I was getting put out. Oh, he must have cheated. Oh, he must have did something. He must have put his hands on her. Sky is just a terrible man. And these are people who effectively had my back at one point in time. But the moment that Freya puts me out of my own house and does all this crap to just make me look bad and whatever like that, nobody at one point in time will sit up there and say and wonder, well, was she just being a bitch? Is she just take the breakup bad and, whatever, like, what happened and everything, and that's just why, but like I said, here's the thing, ladies. Women tend to get complacent as well. And let me tell you something. That's not good. You cannot become complacent in a relationship with a man. A man. Let me repeat that. A man. Reason being, men naturally have ADD. And what I mean by that is this. If you do not put forth the effort to even try to be attractive to your man in any inkling of a way, if you have gotten so used to just being able to sit up there and look at this man and know that he's not going to effectively cheat on you or leave you because he's a loving man, he's a good man, you will have at that point in time stop putting forth the effort to even so much as try to look good for your man. No. What it took to get this man, you will have to still take to keep the man. And why I brought up the fact that men naturally have ADD is this. If you are effectively not putting forth the effort to be attractive or anything for your man naturally will look at somebody else. And then you'll get mad and say, well, he's just a pig. He's just looking at other... No, he's looking at other women because you are going to bed every night with freaking sweatpants on and a holy t-shirt. Try a nightgown. Try putting on a nightgown. Try putting forth effort to look good for your man. Not every single day. No man is asking for his woman to wear makeup every day and have the best wig or whatever and everything and stuff. No, nobody's asking you to do that. But you can't sit up there and effectively get mad at a man for looking at other women, for being attracted to other women, if you are at home looking like Gargamel from the Smurfs and expecting him to just stay loyal to you and everything. No, I'm sorry. If I'm walking around here every single day looking like Heckety Peg and not giving a damn about how I'm looking in front of my woman, and she just so happens to look at another man who is actually taking care of himself to some degree, I can't get mad at the fact that she's looking at that other dude. I can get mad if she cheats on me, sure. I can get mad if she leaves me, sure. But don't get mad at your man for being a man because he's looking at another woman who happens to look good or at least just look good in what she's wearing because she's wearing good and everything. No, I'm not saying a man is just going to look at another woman because she has huge boobs. Yeah, it's attractive, sure. But if you were looking, if I'm out with Freya and she's wearing, if she's wearing like if you're out with your woman, or if I'm out with Freya and she's wearing her sweatpants and a holy shirt and we're on our way to Walmart and we just so happen to go into Walmart and I see a woman wearing a nice summer dress, her hair is up in a bun, she's looking really good, really nice, you can tell that she put forth effort in what she was about to do. Yes, I'm definitely going to look at that woman. Why? Because again, I'm walking next to Gargamel. I'm walking next to a woman who effectively chose to leave the house with her man, looking like that and dressed like that. Again, women, I'm not asking you guys to sit up there and go out of your way to sit up there and try to put on makeup or have to wear these expensive outfits all the time. No. Every once in a while, surprise your man. Every once in a while, put on that short little night. Even if you don't like it, again, it's all about... Relationship is all about compromise, respecting one another, about that compromise, and about doing whatever you got to do to make the other one happy. Even if that means you have to step outside of your comfort zone. Eli, as a man, and I think you'd agree with me, if Dana went on record to say that she wanted to go bowling, and you absolutely hate bowling, but you know she loves bowling, would you go?
Yes, let me tell you why. Number one, to be honest with you, Sky, I really don't give a shit about what we do. I care about the time we spend together wherever it's at. And as long as she's happy wherever we're at, I don't care. I mean, and we balance it out. Sometimes I make suggestions, sometimes she does. But I'll tell you one thing: if you're a man and you never make any suggestions and you let your woman make all the plans, that's not good at all. That's not being a man. And do you mind if I get in here and just comment on a few things very briefly, Sky?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Retro Productions is in the chat. And he goes, just saw the whole Eli versus Pete stream. He's talking about the stream, I think it was a 4-hour stream on my channel, 4 or 5 hour stream where, you know, we were kind of talking about what happened on Pete's channel, and then it turned into a conversation about feminism. And he said, huge kudos for Sky and Eli. You have a funny way you look at male and females. But I do agree. I also hate modern age feminism. Here's the thing. The reason why it's funny is because nobody else out here has the balls to come out and talk about it. And I'll tell you why they don't have the balls to do it. It is because even though women know we're right about this, women are very emotional creatures, and they're going to naturally think that any man that talks about feminism is attacking feminism. That's how normal women think. They think when we're discussing something that's been given to them to better their lives, okay, even if we're putting our own critique on it as men in a positive way that would help them, because they're more emotional than us, they're going to respond to it emotionally as an attack. That is natural and normal as a woman. Now, not many people come out and talk about feminism. Some people do, and they're very irrational about it, so it never goes anywhere. But when you have a rational conversation on modern day feminism and how it's not only affecting men, but it's helping the women that wanted to help them, then it kind of changes things up. So here's the thing. Just so Retro Productions knows, Sky and I only speak about the truth regarding what's happening. And we share our experiences with everyone, so we can hopefully get you to understand it a little bit better for yourselves. But in no way, shape, or form are we trying to make it awkward or trying to tackle an area that is known as one of the most sensitive areas to tackle. Feminism is a product of everything we do nowadays. The whole world is becoming more feminized. And what's happening is that because women have been so empowered, it's affected our livelihoods. This world now, like you said, Sky, you tell me anything about this. The other day you said the world went from evolving around men to now evolving around women. And now men are being shamed for being men, where once they were like put on a pedestal for being these creators, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? Does it make any sense to you? Like, why don't you talk about that for a little bit? We talked about it on my stream the other day.
Yeah, you know, like I said, naturally, of course, you know, that's what the world is, you know, slowly transitioning to. It's hard for a man to be a man in this day and age. And again, I'm not shaming any women, and I hate to beat a dead horse and everything, because I know this has been a topic that a lot of you guys have heard over and over again, whether on Eli's channel or even today during the stream and stuff. But it's true, you know. It's just one of those situations where you have to come to terms and realize, no matter how hard a pill it is to swallow, modern day feminism it's gone so far as to a man is afraid to be a man. Brought up the statistics and everything of how basically men have effectively become punks. Now, don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sitting up there saying that a woman doesn't deserve to be treated as an equal to a man. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you have earned your equality, and now are taking it a step far to get even more and more. Whereas, like I said, I gave the example a little bit earlier. Men don't speak out. There's no movement for men. There's hundreds of movements for women to protect women, to give women these voices and everything, which is great again. But at the same time, where are the movements for men? There are men that are around here, and I know Eli and myself would probably sit up there and as natural as it comes for us and everything, we find it unbelievable to hear this and everything. But there are men out there being abused by women. Are there movements to protect those men? No. There are men out there being accused of rape that had nothing to do with it, and going to jail for a while, a long time and everything and stuff, just to find out that these men that had nothing to do with it. Where are the movements for those people, those men? There are men out there that are being shamed just for being a man, just for having a penis. Where are the movements for those men? What I'm saying at the end of the day is, if you want to preach equality and talk about how much you want to be equal to a man, and you've gained that equality, when you go and you keep it going, you have effectively shifted the balance to making this more of a soft world. And I'm not saying that women are soft. I'm saying that naturally the world should be strong based off of how we are as men. And a woman can appreciate the fact that men are strong. And if you can appreciate that fact, then you would also have to naturally let a man be a man. And I'm not sitting up there saying that a man should rule the world. I'm not saying that a man should go around and be able to do whatever he wants to a woman. No. What I'm saying is, and what Eli has been trying to say, is let a man be a man. Don't take his power away from him. Don't shame him publicly and make him feel embarrassed to be a man. Don't make him feel sexist just because he has an opinion. If I were to sit up there and say something like this sense of, I just don't think it's, I don't think it's right, or not can I say right, I don't think it's natural to have a woman working in a construction yard because men are naturally stronger than women. Does it mean that I don't like women? No. Does it mean that I hate women? No. I just naturally feel as though a man or a woman has no business working in a construction site, working with a jackhammer or a sledgehammer or anything like that. Like a man, I would probably trust a man to have my back in that aspect because I know he's naturally stronger. Don't get me wrong, I know there's some strong women out there, but those are women that actually, those are women, in my opinion, who, like I said, they trained for that. They wasn't born that way.
They're manly women. They're manly women. Let's be real here. Would you, how attractive, I'm sorry to cut you off just for 1 second. How attractive would a woman that has the guns of Arnold Schwarzenegger on her arms be to you? Seriously. A woman that's that big that could kick my ass physically would not turn me on to want anything to do with her. It's not feminine, but go ahead. Just wanted to throw that in there. It wouldn't turn me on one bit.
Yeah.
Nothing. Zero, zip, zilch. Back to you. Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. What I'm trying to get at is, again, you have to trust me, guys, we can't have it be the same for everybody. That's why we have penises and you guys have vaginas. Like, we would all be of one sex if it was supposed to be equal across the board and we were all created equal. We're not. There's a reason that I'm a man and there's a reason that you're a woman. Not because I'm going to sit up there and say that, oh, you're supposed to be cooking meals and bearing my children and all that. No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that, like I said, men have certain roles in life and women have certain roles in life. That's just how it is, and that's how it should be, and everything. So, at the end of the day, again, like I said, I hope, Eli, I was able to, hit on those notes for you. What it is, I guess, that you were looking for and everything, because I know this is a subject that you're obviously very passionate about.
Yes.
When it comes to, this, I don't want to, that's the thing, that's what I was trying to avoid, because I don't want to get all the ideas out, because I want to go balls deep in this on your channel when you do decide balls deep. Like, when you go on your...
I love that phrase, balls deep, dude. It's so... Anyway, we'll leave it at that. Balls deep.
when you go on your channel and you do your thing and everything, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to, do my best to be on that panel and everything, and when you do go live and do your thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do my best to be there, and I want to be there because I know I have a lot to talk about, and I don't want to give out too much because... Again, I feel as though, basically, like I've been saying over and over again in this stream, you need to learn how to stay in your lane. As a man, stay in your lane. As a woman, stay in your lane. It'll make things a lot easier. Things will be a lot better if things like that happen. Going back on to what I was talking about before, ladies, like I said, if you're going to put forth the effort to maintain a great job, if you're going to put forth the effort to make sure that your dogs, your cats, your goldfish or whatever are well fed, if you're going to put forth the effort to make sure that your plants are watered and all that stuff, put forth the effort to make sure that your man is happy. If your man ever feels in a relationship that he comes dead last in the stuff that you care about, there's a problem. If there's any point in time in which you, as a woman, come to your man and say, well, I don't want to do that because I'm not comfortable with it, there's a problem. Always put yourself out there. Break past that uncomfortability, because a man will do it for you. A man will do it for you, and even if you say, well, the only reason a man's going to do it is because he's trying to have sex. Okay. Okay, let that be. Either way, you're getting what you want, and he's getting what he wants. But if he wants something, and you effectively just make it as though it's a daunting task, like it's hard work, because your man has asked for you to do something, tell me how that's right. Tell me in what world you deserve to keep this man, this hard-working man, that is sitting up there and doing nothing but being loyal to you, that is helping to provide for you, that's keeping you in check, and all this good stuff and everything. What in the world makes you think you're going to be able to keep that man if you're not willing to go above and beyond for him? And by above and beyond, I do mean above and beyond, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not talking about you're showing up and doing the bare minimum. I'm not going to give you, if I'm running a workplace, I'm not expecting you to show up at your job and just do the basics of your job description. The only way I'm going to give you a raise or give you what you want is if you're going above and beyond. So why in the world would I give you a raise if you're showing up and you're doing nothing? And again, as a man or as men, why should you continue to go above and beyond for your woman, telling her she's beautiful? Yeah, a man is expected to tell his woman he's beautiful, but at the same time, women, tell your man he's cute. Tell your man he looks good. No, we don't want to hear...
Beard. Like Jesus beard.
There you go. Tell him about that Jesus beard that can't go.
He looks like Jesus beard, brother.
I shouldn't be the one. You can't sit up there and get mad if I come home and I'm in a good mood because I went to the gas station and a woman gave me a compliment and said I look good. I feel ecstatic about it because I haven't heard you say it in over a year, 2 years, 3 years, however long you've been with your woman. Make sure you tell your man that he looks good. It makes him feel better about himself. You might not think that it does. He's a man. He doesn't care. He does care because we care about you. And your opinion about us matters. It matters a great deal. So tell your man that he looks good. Kiss your man passionately. Why does a man always have to be the one? They always sit up there and say, well, chivalry is dead. Chivalry is dead. Chivalry is dead, sure. And women killed it with their high expectations. And then they'll sit up there, put these high expectations, and lead themselves to the point of being disappointed, and then want to just blame every man in America. Every man they pass by, they want to shame them just for being a man, because the man that you just got out of a relationship with cheated on you because he was a horn dog. Now, every man is like that. Every man is untrustworthy. Yeah. Every man is this. Every man is that. Oh, my God. Well, the last time that my ex-boyfriend took a call outside, it was because he was talking to some other girl, so that must be what you're doing. No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm going outside to talk because you and your friends are up here gabbing loudly, and I can't hear myself think. It's natural stuff, but of course to them, they feel like it's okay to bring that baggage into a new relationship and expect to hold on to that relationship doing the same things that they've been doing. Listen up, ladies, let me tell you something. If you're wondering why you're single right now, or if you're wondering why your relationship isn't as good as it is, take the time to step back real quick and think, are you doing everything you can to make your man happy? Instead of sitting up on your high horse and acting like you're the queen of everything and saying, well, you're a man and you're supposed to make me happy. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Because the old saying goes, happy wife, happy life. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, sure. But you will find yourself being left alone real quick if you don't take the time to make your man happy. Make your man happy. Pat him on the penis every once in a while. You don't have to suck it. Just pat it on. Just let her know. Let the penis know that you're still around, that you're still there. Nobody's asking you to sit up there and ride it like a rodeo clown, but just pat it every once in a while. I'm here. Hey, just letting you know I'm still here. But if you were effectively taking that away from a man and then getting mad or surprised when another woman does it, it's like my mom always used to tell me or tell other people. Or tell other women and everything. Never allow your man to leave the house hungry and horny, because out there is going to be a whore on the corner waiting with a sandwich. That's how it's always going to be and everything. So if you're going to sit up there and let your man leave your house effectively and you aren't satisfying him, and then be surprised when he comes back with another woman, surprised when he cheats on you, surprised when he leaves you and everything, don't put your man in the position to do it. Sure, there are some terrible men out there, and there's some terrible women out there that cheat just because of the fact that they just love sex. They just love it, and they got to have it with every different partner. But those loyal ones, those loyal ones that you know are good, and they're going to sit up there and do that to you, and you're trying to sit up and scratch you. Instead of you sitting up there shaming the man and say, oh, he's just, I can't believe he's just a terrible man, and blah, 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 blah. And all this, think about what it is that you did to lead this man to doing that, because you didn't do those things. Again, nobody's asking you to go and dress up like that little hooker that he met when he was at the club when you guys first met. No. Nobody wants you to do that all the time. Every once in a while, couple of times a month and everything stuff, wear that skimpy outfit. Just to tease him. Just to tease him. Just to let him know, yeah, this is yours. This is yours, baby. This is yours. All of this belongs to you. Remind him of why he got married to you in the first place. I think Dave Chappelle said it right. If a man is sitting on the couch, see you later, WrestleMania and everything. Thanks so much for showing up and everything. If a man is sitting on the couch watching a football game, instead of you coming up to him and complaining about, you're not paying attention to me, a man don't want to hear that. Instead of complaining about how he's not paying attention to you, take off your shirt, whip out your titty, and start sucking on it. I guarantee, without a shadow of a doubt, a man will stop what he's doing and give you 110% of his attention if you just start doing that. I guarantee it. I don't care what you think. But complaining to a man about not getting attention is one thing. But showing a man that you want his attention is totally different. Stop it. Stop it.
Hey, Sky.
Yeah.
Sky.
I'm right here.
You may just respond to what you said so far, and there are a couple of interesting comments in the chat I'd like to address. But yeah, you make absolute perfect sense, and I don't know how much longer do you plan on going? We'll be going for about 2 hours and 10 minutes. What do you want to do? Another 10, 15 minutes or so?
Yeah, we're gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna go for another 15 minutes.
Okay, perfect. So 15 more minutes. Freya mentions we as individuals, man or woman, do not understand how to evolve in this world today. It is like a huge de-evolution of sorts, and I agree with her. Now, here's my thought about that. Women today, okay, have been liberated. Obviously, women wanted to be considered equal to men. They were not considered equal to men at one point, according to society standards. Now, some people today still think that women are not equal to men because they don't have the physical strength of a man. They don't have this and that. Now, there are women out there, if they want to work out and gain muscles and grow muscles like a man and be an ass kicker, they can be an ass kicker. But to me, that may not be physically attractive enough, or that's not feminine to me, and that type of woman would not be attractive to me to want to date or marry. Granted, if she chooses to want to turn her body and look like a man to be physically strong and do some things that were only known as things that men would do, that's her choice. Doesn't mean I'm going to date her. But here is the thing, Sky. For the most part, the average everyday male and female, okay, because every woman is a product of feminism in today's day and age. If a woman is going to expect a man to do certain things for her as part of their relationship or marriage, okay, and the man does that, the woman should also have no problem giving back the exact same things she expects of her man. That includes going to nice dinners. That includes everything, right?
I agree.
Because women wanted equality. They wanted feminism is a product of women wanting equality, equal civil rights, and they want it to be equal to men. So if you are going to expect it, ladies, then you better be willing to give it. Now, let me tell you what my lady did for me the other night on Friday. I don't know if you folks have these in your area. These are restaurants called the Melting Pot. It's a fondue restaurant.
I've heard of
that.
Let me tell
you, I did not see the bill. My lady wanted to take me out because it was a special occasion. It was my Greek name day. I won't go too far into it right now, but on Friday was my name day. My lady wanted to take me out. She surprised me. We drove there. I didn't even know we were going there, and I'm like, holy smokes! I know that these fondue places are very expensive. I shit you not. That bill was probably over 130, 140 bucks. It was probably 150 bucks. No doubt about it. She paid for it. She put the tip down there. And let me tell you something. I felt quite guilty. Even though I've done that for her all the time, no problem. You know why I felt guilty? Because I'm an old school traditional man, and I would never expect my woman to do that. But you want to know something? She's done the same things for me that I've done for her, and that's why it works. And she was even like, she wasn't getting mad at me, but she was like saying, you know what, babe, you do all these things for me, and it's like, I never get the chance to do what you do. It's like you won't even let me do these things. And I'm like, baby, you know what? Just the fact that I know you would do it is good enough for me. Because at the end of the day, if we get married, a year or two from now, we're going to be sharing everything anyway. So what the fuck does it matter? And we start laughing, right? You know what I mean? So what I'm saying, Sky, and I'll turn it back to you, because I'm sure you're going to probably want to do final thoughts soon. I'm not sure what else you have planned. If a woman is going to expect a man to give certain things, she should be willing to give the same things. She shouldn't say, oh, because I'm a lady, you do this. Look, if we go back to traditionalism, where the man is bringing home the bacon, the woman's not working, she's home in the kitchen, barefoot, pregnant in the kitchen per se. If we go back to that, so be it. But you ladies can't have that and have what we have today. It seems like ladies want what they had in the past and what they have today. And the bottom line is you have to have it one way or the other. If you're going to expect your man to do certain things from you, which you didn't expect back in the days as much, men just did it because it was a part of who we were, then you got to give back the same thing. And that's all I'm saying, man. And that's why it works with my lady. That's why it works with your lady. Your lady is, I bet she's willing to do the same things you do for her back to you. What do you think?
It's interesting, when it comes to Freya, she is she's a very reserved woman. When it comes to equality within our relationship and everything, Freya is definitely there, top notch and everything. What the story you just describing, everything about your woman taking you out and spending upwards of $130 and everything on this bill, and it made you feel a little. Yeah, made you feel a little weird and everything. I'm used to Freya doing that. Like I said, she literally just... I mean, we're married, so it's both of our money. But still, and everything,
right.
Just got just bought me this PC, this gaming PC that was about $1,200 a couple of months ago and everything and stuff. Even before we were married, she was doing things like that, and of course, in turn, I was doing things like that with her. So we're not, we're definitely accustomed to doing things like that for each other. With Freya, she is the type of woman who gets extremely comfortable with the norm. It's very hard for her to go outside of the ramifications of where she is. And by that I mean it's hard for her to venture off and try something new if it's something that she's been used to doing for like a long time. And I can understand that to a degree. For instance, if I want to incorporate role-playing in the bedroom, if she's never done anything like that and she's naturally self-conscious about her body or self-conscious about different things like that and stuff, obviously this would be a hard barrier for her to break and do. And even though it's something I love to do, or I'd love to have her do, if it's something that she's totally not comfortable with because of the fact that she suffers from self-esteem issues and all this good stuff and everything, then it's probably going to be, you're probably barking up a tree that's going to cause more problems than you are solutions. And when I say that to a lot of you guys, when I say step outside of your comfort zone, I don't mean in the sense of large aspects like that. If you know your woman suffers from anxiety issues, or she just had a hard upbringing and it's hard for her to get out of her comfort zone and everything, when it comes to something as a big step as it is to role play, because that is a big step in everything, then yeah, that's probably something that you're going to have to build up to, and not something you should expect out the gate. Well, I did this for you, so you need to role play with me and everything. No, what I mean is stay within that comfort zone and everything of what it is that you expect your woman to do for you in exchange of what you're doing for her. As Eli just so elegantly put, he said that if a woman is expecting a man to do all this stuff for her, she has to be willing to do the same for him. If you're expecting a man to show you his appreciation, you in turn should show your man appreciation as well. If you're expecting a man to call you beautiful and reaffirm how awesome you are, reaffirm how awesome you are, you should at the same time be able to do the same thing for your man. Tell him how great he looks, reaffirm how awesome he is and everything, because it does mean the same thing to a woman. Bug Talk, you had said earlier in the chat, you said, what happens when he leaves for long periods of time? It's a little hard to satisfy them when they aren't there, LOL. Well, do it when you can. Get in where you fit in. If your man is only home 1 day a week or 2 days a week and everything, make sure those days, that gives you more of a reason to sit up there and do everything you can whenever he comes home. Don't put yourself in a position to start making excuses as to why you can't do things for your man. Oh, I work all the time. Oh, he works all the time. Oh, I have the kids to take care of. Oh, I have to repaint the house. No. You have to go on ahead and say to yourself, I married this man for a reason. I fell in love with this man for a reason. He does everything he can to please me, to satisfy me, to keep a roof over my head, to put food in my belly, takes care of his kids, whatever the case may be. If he's doing all this, where is his reward? A paycheck from work? No. You think he's staying at that piece of crap job because he just loves it and is part of his responsibility? No. He's staying at that piece of crap job because he loves you and doesn't want you to suffer and doesn't want to see you suffer. He loves those kids. And that's why a man stays at his piece of crap job. Oh, he stays there because he needs the pay. Yes, he needs the paycheck because he has responsibilities. Yes, sure. But at the same time, he wants to take care of his woman. So if he's busting his ass to do all this stuff for you, shouldn't it be okay for you to just every once in a while, like I said, just pat the penis? Yeah, you don't have to go all crazy. Just pat it real quick. Let him know. Let the penis know that you're still there. Something. Come on, ladies. You are effectively running your men away with your neglect. And then sitting up there starting all these hate groups, hating on men because he cheated on me. He cheated on me. Why do you think he cheated on you? Because he's just a horn dog? No. This good man cheated on you because you didn't realize you had a good man. You took advantage of the fact that you had a good man. You took advantage of the fact that you thought you got comfortable. You got complacent. You thought, he's never going to cheat on me. He told me he would never cheat on me. He told you he would never cheat on you back when you were doing things for him. Now that you have effectively stopped doing things for him, well, some people start to change their mind, because where you won't do it, another woman will.
Yep.
Another woman will step up and take, because where you sit up there and get complacent and think, oh, whatever, another woman will sit up there and look at your man and say, I want him, and I'm going to get him. And the one day she catches him off guard and he complains about you and your ass and what you're not doing anymore, is the moment that she slides right in and effectively takes your man away from you while you're sitting up there eating buns off your stomach, looking like Gargamel at home, that he has to come home to and look at that every single day. But yet this woman is sending you pictures of her in these sexy nightgown, lingerie, just doing her best to look good for you. Yeah. And it makes you feel like, you feel empowered, because this woman is effectively doing her best to get you. She is trying her best to get you. And you look at your woman, and she is not even so much as telling you, looking at you. She's more or less telling you what to do. She's complaining about her day. Oh my God, I had such a bad day at work. Farting and burping all in front of you like it's not a big... Hey, babe, can you go get me something to drink? Who did I get married to? Al Bundy? Like, who am I in a relationship with? Homer Simpson? Like, give me something to make me realize why I find you attractive. Like I said, women, I'm not asking you to do this all the time. Nobody's asking you to sit up there and go out on a limb for your man, because your man isn't going to do the same for you either. Not going to happen at everything. Let's see here. What Buck talk? I'm talking military when they are away for long amounts of time. How are you supposed to get them to not stray? With that, it more or less falls on the man or the woman that's in the military and everything. Being a person that was in the military and actually having dated somebody while I was gone and deployed overseas, I was effectively trying to anyway. You have to. You have to try on your. It goes on both ends. For Hunter being shipped overseas and everything, he has to put forth that effort on him not to stray. That has nothing to do with you. You can do everything in your power to email him every day, to Skype call him, to take care of the kids, to take care of the house, and everything that you can to make sure that he comes home to a clean, well-kept house, to his kids nice and healthy, and to a wife who just looks as good as she did when he left and everything like that. He is going to have to effectively do everything on his end to basically, keep from straying. And a strong man will not stray. Because the thing is, like I said, when he's there, if you're gone, if he's gone, if Hunter is gone for 6 months, and while he's gone, you are doing everything. If you guys' relationship before he left was solid, you have nothing to worry about. You have literally zero to worry about. If you guys were rocky before he left, then you're probably going to have those questions in your head like, how do I keep him from straying? Freya doesn't have to worry about that with me. If I were to have to leave because I was joined the Merchant Marines and I was supposed to go off for 4 months and everything, the last thing on Freya's mind is, oh my God, is he going to cheat on me? Oh my God, is he going to stray away? She knows I'm not. Why? Because we're in a solid relationship. We're in a solid marriage. Is it perfect? No, but it's solid as to where it is. So she wouldn't have to ask that question. As far as me, if I'm over there, if a woman approaches me looking good and talking the best game ever and says, oh my God, you look so awesome and so hot, I want to get with you, whatever like that. I'm like, if you don't get your little ugly self out of my face, we're going to have a problem. And then you're going to have a problem with a wife because she will kill you. I proudly wear my wing every day, and it never comes off. Why? Because I'm proud of who I'm married to, and I'm proud of the fact that I'm married. So it's literally going to take a lot to make Sky stray. And the only way that Sky would stray in that essence would be if my wife effectively started neglecting me. So Bug's Life, the only time that you should ever, or Bug Talk, the only time that you should feel any kind of way about that with Hunter and keeping him from straying or keeping anybody from straying that is going overseas and everything is if your relationship is rocky before he leaves. If the relationship is rocky before he leaves, and you can't say with 110% gusto that you know for a fact this man isn't going to stray from you, there's something wrong, and you need to fix it. You need to fix it right then and there. But if you decide to go ahead and let him go, and you still have that on your mind and everything, well, you're effectively putting yourself through it for no reason whatsoever. Sure, it's up to the man to make sure that he doesn't stray and everything while he's over there overseas and everything. It's also up to the woman to talk about it. If you have these feelings before he leaves, tell him. Talk to him about it. Get it out in the open. Explain to him why you have these feelings. Explain to him your fears. Your man will appreciate it more versus that you coming at him 6 months later accusing him of doing something that he didn't do. Because there is nothing that pisses us off more is if you accuse us of doing something that we didn't do. That pisses us off. Trust me. You want to get a man pissed off? Accuse him of cheating when he's been nothing but loyal to you. That will piss him off. Accuse him of any kind of act of indiscretion while he's with you when he's been doing nothing but busting his ass and pleasing you. And trust me, you're going to see a bad side of that man. Freya has made that mistake before. Freya will tell you that it's not good. No, she still hasn't seen my ghetto side. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. She hasn't seen that side yet. But she did get to see Angry Sky. And Angry Sky can be extremely thunderous, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink.
Absolutely. Sky, I've got to get rolling here in about 5 to 7 minutes or so, man. Do you want me to give you my final thoughts? If you want to keep going without me, you can.
Go ahead. Give me your final thoughts and everything, because we got 5 more minutes left on the stream anyway. So go ahead. Floor is yours.
Excellent. I thought it was a great stream, man. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate you, and I look forward to diving further into this topic here. With no disrespect to men or women at all out there. I care about everyone equally. You know what? There are certain people out there, whether they're male or female, that have, a higher level of the emotions than the normal amount. And in all honesty, I feel that has happened primarily due to feminism. But I think if we can really, help everyone better understand it, both men and women, will, be able to enjoy life in a better way. We're living in a different world nowadays. Traditionalism is no longer something that automatically happens. Do some people still live somewhat of a traditional life? Sure. But even if you're in a traditional type of relationship, more than likely the man and the woman's working, and you have to just find ways to balance it out and make it work. And that's what Sky and I are here to help you out with. Sky, I look forward to working with you more on this project when you get your other channel going. Like, would you be possibly interested in maybe creating an ongoing series regarding this? And maybe, we do a show where we let some guests come on, sometimes on my channel, sometimes on your new channel. Like, what are your thoughts about that, man?
I mean, basically my new channel is going to be more or less focused on, just advice in general and everything. So there's obviously going to be a lot of, live streams. Because right now that's pretty much what I'm doing all the time. I think I've only uploaded one pre-recorded stream. But, I'm pretty much going to be going live all the time on that channel. So if there's any kind of topic, if you come up with and everything, you say, hey, Sky, I want to come on your channel and talk about this and everything. We can go in depth of whatever. Yeah, that's totally. I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to different types of topics and everything. As long as it's not going against my personal beliefs, then, because like I said, I mean, and people know I'm extremely passionate about equal rights. I'm extremely passionate about gay rights. I will never speak out against homosexuals or transgender or anything like that because I believe in equal rights across the board and everything. So if somebody wants to come on and say, oh, Sky, I want to talk about how gays are not allowed in America and how I agree with it, and well, no. I probably won't talk too much about politics on my stream because I feel like that's extremely controversial. And I don't want to bring that type of, I have my opinions on certain things that's going on in politics, but it's just not something that I really want to talk about on my channel. I want the main focus of my other channel to be about helping others and making people aware. I don't want it to be about, bringing up controversial topics and argue about it because it's not a debate channel. It's going to be like a channel more or less to help people. So, yeah, if you have any ideas and you want to come on, I literally am open to the idea at all the time, really.
Dude, I come up with a new topic 5 days a week when I do my live streams, man. So, whenever you want me to come on, I'm not going to invite myself into your house. It's your house, but we pretty much talk regularly now. Just let me know, man, and we can make it happen. I just think this topic is something that we really need to help everyone better understand it. It's a serious topic, and it's not a topic to bash men or women. And one more thing before you go. I'm all about the equal rights thing too. I love everybody, whether you're gay, straight, lesbian, bi, trans, doesn't matter. I love everybody equally. It's not my preference on who I'm going to date. I'm a straight man, but I have many friends that are gay, and they're some of the nicest people on the planet. I got to tell you, man. Some of my gay friends are some of the nicest people on the planet, and I wouldn't trade them in for anything, man. So I'm right with you on that, man. I'm right there with you on it. So I appreciate you having me here today, Sky.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, it's been a pleasure having you here, man.
Yeah, no, I'm humbled, man. It's like, for me, it's like I have a big mouth. I think you know that. I think, no disrespect to you, Sky. I think you and I both have a big mouth, but it's a big mouth in a positive, loving, caring way. And sometimes we have to speak of things that may not come off as positive, but we say it because we want you folks to hear the truth. We really care about you, and we're not going to sugarcoat things and fluff things. We're going to give it to you raw. So sometimes when it sounds like we're, you know, being a little crazy, it's that's not what's really happening. We really genuinely care, and we want to give it to you straight and raw and real the first time around. So yeah, man. I'll wait to hear your final thoughts before we shut this baby down, like I say on my show. But you have your own, and you have your own closing, I'm sure, Sky.
Yeah. Um. So, like I said, my final thoughts and everything on everything. Let's see. Buck talk. As she said, makes sense. I was just asking because I know it's a huge problem in the military. It is. Because a lot of military people get married young, and they don't really know what they want. So it just happens. You go into the military straight out of high school. You marry your high school sweetheart. You guys have only been in a marriage for like maybe a year. He gets deployed for the first time. You have these worries, even if it only you've been together for like 2 or 3, maybe 4 years and everything. You're gonna have those worries because you never really tackled the subject, and that's what happens to a lot of these couples in the military. Is that they get with each other and excuse me, they get with each other extremely young. They don't get the time to really get to know each other or even explore anything else out there. And then they have no choice but to sit up there and worry about it. And then there comes the pointing of the fingers, the accusatory comments, and of course the man isn't going to want to take that. And the woman isn't going to want to hear what he's saying, so they effectively just turn around and leave each other. And they divorce each other because, again, like I said at the beginning of the stream, people will sit up there and divorce each other instead of working their problems out, because it's easier to get a divorce than to sit up there and talk to each other nowadays, because we've lost the ability to express to one another and talk to each other because social media has literally drained our ability to communicate. Social media, the internet, all that good stuff. You can meet everybody on the internet dating, all that good stuff. That's why trolls exist, because they've lost their ability to talk. They will sit up there and act, this is just what they do. This is just what happens. But again, like I said, since we've lost our ability to communicate with one another, we definitely can't. There is a problem with communication for sure. Exactly. So since we can't communicate with one another, we've lost our ability to fight for one another. And since we've lost our ability to fight with one another, divorce rates have skyrocketed, because it's easier to leave somebody than to solve your issues and talk it out. Frey and I always talk to each other. We always make sure that even if we get into an argument, we never go to bed angry with each other. We will never do that. Like I said, there's never been a day that has gone by since the first time that I uttered those words, "I love you," to her, that we have never said those words to each other every single day. We say "I love you" to each other upwards of 7 or 8 times a day. After we get out, when we're about to get off the phone with each other, when we're about to leave to go to work, go to individual ways, whatever the case may be, we say it to each other because we mean it. It's not repetitious and we're just used to saying it over and over, because we literally mean it, because you never know when that's going to be the last time that you talk to your loved one. Freya leaves out of this house. For you guys that don't know, Freya's a Lyft driver. And if Freya leaves out of this house and gets into an accident and I just didn't say "I love you" to her, Just didn't let her know to drive safe, to be careful, and all that good stuff and everything. And the last thing I said to her was, "Hey, babe, on the way home, can you pick up a gallon of milk?" Like, I'm going to feel like crap. You know, I'm going to feel like crap if I lose her, and I wasn't able to tell her the last thing she heard from me before she left out of the house was, "I love you." So we always make sure to tell each other every single day that we love each other. And that's just how it is. But again, if I'm going to leave you with a final thought, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, communicate with each other. If you want the best relationship advice in the world, like I said, Eli said at the beginning, his very first thing was, he said, you have to have patience. I'm telling you right now, if you want to keep your man, or if men, you want to keep your woman, you have to show them all of that love, that attention, that respect, that compromise, that everything. Do unto her as she would do unto you.
Yep.
You cannot give your woman everything in the world and she's not giving it to you back. And women, you can't give your man everything in the world if he's not giving it to you back. It's always going to suck. It's always going to be bad. And you guys are always going to be at each other's throats. I guarantee it's going to happen. You want my advice? Do everything you can to make your significant other happy, even if it's to your last dying breath. Because again, nobody's promised tomorrow. And if the last thing that you decided that you wanted to do with your man or your woman that night was just to neglect them, to not satiate their appetite, to help them out or whatever, I guarantee you're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it. I have a tradition. Ask Freya, I do this all the time and everything, and this is just something I do with her. Whenever we go to sleep and everything, I'm always, doing my best to hold her from behind. I toss and turn a lot in my sleep, so I really can't hold her for a long time because I'm just a wild sleeper.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
When I hold her, I always make sure because I always wake up before her and I always get out of bed before her. But before I leave out of the bed every morning, babe, what do I do? Type it in the chat. What do I do every morning before I get out of bed? What do I do to you every morning before I get out of bed? She'll type it in the chat. That's how, so you guys will know I'm not lying. So you guys will know I'm not just, blowing smoke up your asses or whatever. She will type it in the chat to let you know what I do every single balls deep. Yeah, I do go balls deep. That's not every morning, though. It's every night.
Me too.
This guy's getting deep. That. So true. But yeah, I mean, I do.
I like Gary's comment is good, man. I enjoy that too.
You said whose? Oh, Gravy? Yeah. Oh yeah, most definitely. That's just how it has. That's just how it has to be. Especially when she's been being a bad girl all day. You gotta give it to her. Exactly. When you get into that good argument, that makeup. Oh my God, that's like. Whew. And days he loves me. Says, oh okay. Well, that wasn't what I was looking for, but no, that's not what I do. It's close, but that's not what I do. What I usually do with Freya before I get out of bed, if I get out, I don't like to wake her up. Obviously, no woman likes to be woken up. You wake up the Tasmanian devil while they're sleeping, you're going to regret it. So I do my best not to wake her up, but usually what I'll do before I get out of bed is I'll kiss her back 3 times. I do it all the time. If I get out of bed before her, I'll kiss her back 3 times, then I'll leave. Just to make sure that I don't wake her up, but to also let her know that I was there and everything, So that's usually what I do every single morning. And that's just something that, so if you don't have that type of a tradition with your woman, do something like that with her. Something that only you and her can share with one another. As Eli said, if you want to be an individual on YouTube, you have to come up with your own gimmick, your own ideas. Stray away from the norm, stray away from what everybody else is doing on YouTube. And it's the same thing with your relationship. If you're not treating her, or you're not incorporating anything any differently than any other relationship she's been in, there's going to be a problem. Make her have a reason to stay with you. Give her a reason to stay with you. Don't just expect her to just because you have a long dick. That's just not going to happen. That's not going to keep a woman around. At least not in my opinion. I don't think it's going to get just because you have a great job and you're making good money. You think, oh yeah, that's going to keep her around. No, she would rather have a broke man who gives her unrequited love, unconditional love, and undying support and attention, versus a rich man who doesn't pay attention to her and doesn't respect her or show her any kind of appreciation. Any day, trust me. But that's that's going to be my closing thoughts here and everything and stuff. So yeah, with that being said, Sky is going to go ahead and bring this stream to an end. If you are new here, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. As always, thank you so much to anybody who has been here to attend and everything. Thank you so much to my guest, Coach Eli. Thank you so much for stopping in, man. I know, tell Dana, I'm so sorry for taking you away for effectively 2.5 hours. I do appreciate her for allowing you to, come onto the stream, and I appreciate you for definitely coming out here, man.
Yeah, hey, Sky, last thing before you go. No, let me tell you something. My relationship now that, Dana's in a very good place right now. She moved to her new place, and her worries are pretty much gone. Let me tell you how much of a load that takes off of me, because even an independent woman is going to come to her man, even if it's just for comfort, to talk things out about her insecurities or things that she's fearing, right? But everything's all good, man, and she wanted me to say hi to you. I forgot to mention that. We got so into this, I forgot to say hi to you from Dana, and Dana says hi to everyone. Hopefully one day soon down the road, she'll be coming back to some of these streams and joining us. Maybe you and Freya, myself, and Dana can do a stream together. I think that would be fantastic. But thanks for having me, dude. Everything's all good over here, and I'm gonna take my lady out to a nice dinner tonight. Not as a favor or in return for what she did the other night, because I would have done that regardless, anyways.
Right.
That's just how I am. So thank you for having me, bro. Great stream. I look forward to the future.
Oh yeah, not a problem, man. And thank you again so much for being on here. Thank you to Rachel, Queen Paula Banks. Hope I'm saying that right, Paula Banks. Yeah. And literally everybody else that was here and everything. Justin, Gravy Baked Gill, what was that? I think he was just Justin Bennett. I think it was new. Of course, Granny, thank you so much for showing up. Double D was here for a little bit. And Gemma was here. Sorry, I couldn't get. I saw your comments, Gemma, but I couldn't get to it right away. But I did see that you were there, and if you're still here, I do apologize for that and everything. But welcome. And I understand, like Gemma, one of her things was she was trying to understand, wondering, because she suffers from autism, and she was wondering if there was a way that I could explain it differently, what the subject was about, and explain it differently for a person who has mental disability and everything. I'm not well versed in doing that, but if I could try my best at it, I would sit up there and say that basically, when it comes to the love between two people, if you are going to dedicate your life to that person, there are certain things that you should do in order to keep that person. I hope that gives you a little bit more of an understanding. I hope so. If not, then, I'm pretty sure Bug Talk can probably... I know you guys are supposed to be talking to each other after the stream, so hopefully she'll be able to help you out with that. Retro Productions, thank you so much for showing up, man. I really do appreciate it. And literally to everybody else and everything. You guys are all amazing. Like I said, be on the lookout. Typical, of course, obviously. Where would we be without Typical? Where would we be without our fluffy tails? But yeah, what was I about to say? Freya, thank you so much for being a part of the chat. Oh man, but yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to starting my new channel. Definitely keep on a lookout for that. Again, it's going to be called The World Needs More Sky. So definitely check out my second channel. It's going to be all about helping others. We're going to be doing mental health things. We're going to be talking about mental health, relationship advice, financial advice, sex, all kinds of stuff. We're going to be covering all of those topics and having some fun with it. All problems get fixed with bushy tails. You're absolutely right. Well, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and bring this stream to an end. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a fantastic night or day, depending on where you are. And as always, take care.
but you sure we got the clue how that this we go. Don't you know, no more art. And as I look to the horizon,